Paul and Keith, thank you both for now. We can head across to the Estadio Algarve in the company of Pat Fenlon and first John Kenny.
Thank you very much and welcome to the Algarve, Estadio Algarve, built at a cost of 46 million back in 2003, designed for Euro 2024. At international level, the last game played here, Portugal beat Luxembourg in September by 9 goals to 0. Well, only Cyprus, Malta, Gibraltar, the Faroes, Bulgaria, Andorra, Latvia and Estonia, together with Liechtenstein, have fewer points than Ireland in qualifying so far. This is a must-win game for Ireland. Surely they're going to double their tally from 3 to 6. If you haven't heard the team news, well, Tony alluded to it there in this interview with Stephen Kenny. Nathan Collins, Adam Brown and Will Smallbone all drop out. So in comes Ryan Manning. He came on as sub at half-time in the game against Greece. He's gone into full-back. Jamie McGrath comes in for his 10th cap, the man from Athboy, County Meath, ex of Dundalk, and also Mikey Johnson of Celtic in for his 6th cap today. So the team is Gavin Bazunu in goal, then you got Matt Doherty, Shane Duffy, who captains the side in his 59th international, Liam Scales, who moves into that central role at the back alongside Shane Duffy, and then Ryan Manning. Midfield, you got Jason Knight of Bristol City, Josh Cullen and Jamie McGrath. Width will come from Chidozie Ogbene and Mikey Johnson and Evan Ferguson, the striker, the 18-year-old, looking for his more goals to add to his tally of 2 in his 8th international. Just one change for Gibraltar from the game against Wales, where they're beaten 4-0. Ayman Mueli comes in, the 37-year-old, the only change from that 4-0 victory. He's in for Ethan Jolly, and he is in at full back. Gibraltar have lost every single European Championship and World Cup qualifier they've contested. 43 games, conceded 149 goals, 17 in this qualifier series, and we're getting underway here in the Algarve. It's Ireland are playing from left to right. There's about 3,500 Irish supporters here, made their way over to the Algarve, made a week's holiday out of it, most of them, talking to them in the hotel this morning, and it's going to be the team in red. Gibraltar kicking off right to left as we look at it in the red and white strip, with Republic of Ireland playing in an away gear of white top and green shorts. Our Austrian referee today is Christian Petru Chikorina. Republic of Ireland, as I say, looking for their second win in the group, I should say, against the team that are bottom of the group, pointless, and 17 goals conceded before their final game, which is against the Netherlands, of which more anon on the 18th of November. Pat Fenlon is with me. Pat, surely they're going to win this one.
Yeah, we'd like to think so. It's the attacking lineup as well. Sometimes we're going to be patient enough as well, but I like Knight in there when he can get beyond, sometimes beyond Ferguson. We didn't have a lot of that in the previous game against Greece. We didn't have anybody going beyond Ferguson. Benye Johnson, obviously a big threat down the lines, but I just hope they don't turn down that opportunity to cross balls, get balls into the box, fire balls into the box. One thing we lacked as well in recent games is that delivery into the box, and then obviously you need to get runners in there. So big night for McGrath as well coming into the team, but he can finish if he gets into good areas.
Duffy heads the ball clear from the ball into the Irish half of the field. It's headed back towards the Irish penalty area, picked up by Liam Scales, plays it out to Manning for his first touch, plays it down the field to Jamie McGrath on the halfway line, tried to open things up with Chidozie Ogbene with the cross ball, but didn't quite reach him. Said it's been headed clear by Jay Solivero, the 25-year-old, one of the few players actually playing outside of Gibraltar. He plays for a second-tier team in Denmark, but it's gone back to the Irish. And they have it with Matt Doherty down towards Ogbene, down the right-hand side. Ogbene tries to make his way forward, rides a tackle of Ethan Brito, puts it into the area over Ferguson's head. On the far side, Mikey Johnson tries to pick it up and keep it in play. In fact, he lets it roll out of play. It's going to be a throw for Ireland on that far side.
Yeah, just what I was talking about. Good start down the right-hand side. Ogbene is nice and positive, gets down the edge of the 18-yard and slings in across, but not enough Irish players in the box.
Manning puts it into the box. Ferguson flicks it on a little black heel, tried to pick out the two players who were beyond them. One of them was Ogbene, but Gibraltar's clear downfield. All Scales can do, it's headed out of play out on that far side. What do you make of this attacking lineup? You said is it?
Yeah, we have plenty of offensive players in there. Like you said, you're hoping Cullen is the one that just gives us a little bit of protection. I'm not sure we'll need loads of that. Again, our full backs are going to be important. Manning has a lovely left foot. Can he get crosses into the box as well as a wide player? We need to to see more from Matt Doherty than we did in the Greece game. But we need to get runners and get people up to Ferguson, get beyond them at times as well. Look at that. Gibraltar, they've just set up in a sort of 4-1-4-1. Ainsley just sitting in front of a back four, hasn't moved outside that centre circle yet, and he's going to have a lot of work to do in there.
Yeah, that's Lewis Ainsley, the 23-year-old who plays club football for Dundalk, earns his 39th cap, just scored one goal of extra Blackburn, and only goal against Georgia back in September of 2022. They've scored the odd goal, Gibraltar, but they hadn't scored one against us yet. So here's a chance for Gibraltar to get forwards. Played out this near side to Jason Olivero, immediately closed down by Ogbene. Ogbene just standing on his heels, now looking for a little bit of help. Olivero, all he can do is help it down the line, straight down the throat of Duffy. Duffy plays it infield to Scales, back to Duffy again, just on the halfway line. The team in red, dropping back behind the ball. No surprise that. A very defensive-minded setup. They've gone, we were talking about pass, Pat, at the start, maybe a 5 across the back, but it's a 4, let's just say, with Ainsley just guarding the back 4.
Yeah, it nearly is 3 centre-halves. Like, he's just sitting in front of them 2 centre-halves, giving them a little bit cover, trying to stop that ball. As I said, it's going to be a hard night for him because he's shifting across the pitch. We keep moving the ball. He's got to continuously move to try close that space off. And we're trying to get it into the likes of Knight and Ferguson.
Ogbene rolls it into Cullen on the edge of the area, chips the ball forward, just gone over with the head though. A good intent to get out Jamie McGrath, but just overhit it. And in goal, it's Dale Coling of Lincoln Red Imps of Gibraltar, the 26-year-old. Easy save for him. We're in the 4th minute, remains at 0-0.
Yeah, and we haven't seen much of Mikey Johnston yet, but he is a threat when he gets on the ball. If we can get him 1v1 against the fullback, he has got that capabilities of dropping his shoulder and getting balls into the box.
Matt Doherty has to head the ball back to Bazunu. Bazunu comes to the edge of his area. The applause of the Republic of Ireland supporters. Most of them are on the far side. The 2 stands are open, but the stands, temporary kind of stands on either end are closed, but still plenty of banners around there. Here comes Matt Doherty down this right-hand side. Doherty plays the ball in field to Scales. Scales on the halfway line. Plays it out to Ryan Manning. Manning on that far side. Plays it to Johnson. Johnson with his back to goal, plays it back to Manning on the halfway line. Great atmosphere here, actually, in fairness. It's a nice night, 21 degrees. Very pleasant night for football.
It is
decent
beautiful.
pitch down there as well.
Pitch is good, like you say. Bit of water on earlier on. Brilliant Irish support as usual. Turned out in huge numbers again.
It's great to see. We've been to Gibraltar when they play on the plastic pitch. It's the Victoria ground, but that's been done up now, and I think most Irish supporters are happy to be on the Algarve and sunning themselves rather than being in the Gibraltar, and that plastic pitch as well, and the planes taking off every 5 seconds behind it on that military style aircrafts as well, landing there on a huge airport runway. Anyway, we don't have to worry about that. We're in the 5th minute here in the Algarve. Very pleasant day today, and Ireland attacking now away to our right hand side. Johnson makes his way inside the penalty area. He just couldn't get past the last man there. Mel Huey stuck out a very important foot and just get the ball clear down towards TJ Jabbar. Jabbar is fouled, actually, by Duffy out on that far side. TJ Jabbar plays from Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah, he did really well, Jabbar, because he's isolated on his own. It's a 50-60 yard ball into his feet with 2 Irish defenders, Scales and Duffy around him. Got between the 2 of them, picked up the ball and won his team a free kick in a wide area. I'm sure this will just go into the box. You think this is their big chance in relation to a threat on the Irish goal as set pieces. A lot of big boys going in, just arriving on the edge of the box at the moment. Got to be brave here and hold our line.
Just a little crackle on our line. Apologies if it's spoiling your coverage, but we're going to work on that. Anyway, 6 minutes in, it's a free kick for Gibraltar on the far side, midway inside the Irish half of the field. Floated in. It's a decent ball too. Scales has to deal with that and get it free down to a Jabbar, but I thought for a second the bar was going to pick that ball up, but Ireland can now break, and hopefully they can break quick. Ferguson running up the field as the ball is at the feet of Jason Knight. Jason Knight then plays the ball down to Mikey Johnson. Johnson has switched wings coming out of that free kick situation. The ball's gone, well, it's pretty slow from Ireland's point of view. They had a quick break there, and it just broke down quite quickly, even though they still have the ball. Yeah,
he just turned down the opportunity. Evan Ferguson made a great run off that corner free kick between the 2 centre-halves, and Jason Knight just turned it down and turned back and slowed down the play. They just got everyone behind the ball again.
Here's Doherty on the edge of the Gibraltar penalty area, out on the right-hand side. Once again, it's Doherty exchanging passes between himself and Jason Knight, the 22-year-old. Back to Cullen. Was suggesting that Cullen might have been the captain today. Just Cullen was put up beside Stephen Kenny, the Republic of Ireland manager, for the press conference the other day, but it's not. It's Shane Duffy, the 31-year-old, who is captaining the squad today, having also been captain in the previous match against Greece. Down the line goes Doherty. A chance to get a ball into the area, and Ferguson scores. Well, that's his third international goal. Doesn't seem to have too much of a celebration there, but as you suggested, Pat, get it in wide, get it in from the wings, and it'll do the damage. And we're in the 8th minute of the game, and a bit of relief for Stephen Kenny and everybody
relief
here.
for us all.
Yeah,
that was good play.
Take the lead.
Ogbenya did really well. I was waiting on Matt Doherty to go, and he's hanging on the ball, and he just, in the end, he sticks it between the two Gibraltar defenders. Matt Doherty does well, pulls it back to that near post, just on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Evan Ferguson just coming across, no one near him, and just fires it into the net. No chance from the goalkeeper. Good start from Ireland. Good play again from Ogbenya. He was really good against Greece. Matt Doherty better there. It just took him a while to get going, but he's seen that little overlap, went beyond a good ball in McBenya, and a great ball in, and good finish from Ferguson.
Celebration time in the Irish dugout. Stephen Kenny and John O'Shea, and also Keith Andrews there. So Benny's ball down the line to the overlapping Matt Doherty and into Ferguson. Didn't hit it really that clean. He'd enter the ground, but no chance for Dale Coling, and he's conceded his 18th goal in this group. And in the 8th minute, Ireland lead by 1-0. That'll settle things down, and the crowd seem to be in pretty good form on the far side, standing up and applauding the goal.
Yeah, it's just what we needed, to be fair, because obviously the confidence is low from the Greece game, so we needed a good start. We've got that. So the keeper covered himself. He doesn't really make an effort for the goal at all. He just watches it go by him. As you say, Evan Ferguson didn't thump it in. He just guided it in.
He's only 18 years of age, remember. He's in his 8th international. That's his 3rd goal. The man from Brighton, injured against the French and the Dutch. We missed him for those games, no doubt about that.
I think his eyes will be open up tonight. He'll think he's got a chance of maybe adding to that tally. You know, we should create plenty of chances in the game tonight, and he can't take them. Like I said, them wide areas is really important. Get the ball into the box. He makes great runs. He's a really good finisher.
Sadly, we can't qualify from the group. There is a convoluted way of perhaps getting there through the Nations League. Might talk about that a little bit later on. But the story is that we have to lose to the Netherlands. It's just all really strange. But anyway, it's a bizarre situation. There is another match in the group, and it's a bigger game than this, I'm afraid. And it is Greece against Netherlands. It's the pivotal game in the group. And we'll keep an eye on that scoreline for you too, because that really is a big game. Greece against Netherlands, that remains at 0-0.
Yeah, just watch a poor challenge from Pozo on Cullen, just very, very late. Lucky he doesn't pick up a yellow card for that, maybe so early in the game, but Cullen just gets there and knocks the ball away from him. He comes sliding in high. The referee just gives a free kick in a dangerous area.
It's going to be Jason Knight to take this, is it?
Manning, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think he's coming across.
Foot, yeah. So Manning's going to take this. He's about 10 metres shy of the right-hand side of the penalty area. It's in the 10th minute. Ireland leading by 1-0. Ferguson's goal after 8 minutes. So Manning puts it towards the back post. Goalkeeper comes to claim. It does well, actually, in fairness to him. Dale Coling, at the second attempt, grabs that. Wasn't the greatest of balls. It'll offer the keeper the invite to come and collect.
Yeah, it was one of them balls in, bent in with his left foot. Just Duffy's coming at the back post, and the keeper comes out and just takes it off the top of his head. Good goalkeeping.
And then he gives it away straight out to Gavin Bazzuno, the 21-year-old from Southampton. 20th cap tonight. Gavin Bazzuno saved Ronaldo's penalty at that end, didn't it? That was at the other end. Was at the other end, yeah. Here in September of 2021. Ultimately, Ireland lost that game by 2-1. Heartbreak for Ireland in the last minute of the game. Here's Duffy. Duffy inside the Gibraltar half of the field, spreads the play out towards Mikey Johnson. Johnson back to goal, back to Ryan Manning. Manning left-footed, plays it to Johnson. Johnson's really good at running at players, but at the moment there's 2 players standing in front of him, so he has to go backwards and then move in field. Gives the ball to Manning. Manning then to Cullen. Manning outside of him. Nice little ball down the line. Manning tries to get the ball across the area. Decent ball too, before it's eventually dealt with by Roy Cipollina, the 40-year-old captain, earning his 72nd cap tonight. The customs officer from Lincoln Red Imps knocks the ball out of play, but Ireland get the ball straight back in the 12th minute, leading by 1-0. Doherty down to Ogbene on the left-hand side. Ogbene points the way, says to Doherty, come on, speed it up. That's what he needs to do. Stop him wandering in field, and Ogbene does exactly what he was suggesting, so he plays the ball really quick into the corner to Jason Knight, and Ireland have earned themselves a corner. But you can see what Ogbene was doing to Doherty there. Come on, speed the play
Yeah,
up.
you need to keep the ball moving. He's just having a little go at him. He slowed the play down, had a touch on it, stood on it. You're just watching the runs of Knight as well. Knight down this right-hand side to run in between the centre-half and the full-back, and McGrath doing the same down the left-hand side. It's a little bit of penetration at the moment. They've gone really, really deep now, Gibraltar, nearly in their 18-yard box defending for most of the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Doherty on the right hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Ireland attacking in numbers with Ogbene into Cullen. Cullen's got a couple of options, including Ogbene. Gets down the line, aimed towards Ferguson, cut out and knocked out of play. It's going to be a throw, but yeah, everybody bar TJ DeBar is now behind the ball, and they're camped on the edge of their penalty area, trying to stop the goals going in. Ireland leading by a goal to them. Nice little layoff ball from Doherty, plays it to Ogbene. Ogbene then plays it infield to Manning. Manning left-footed, plays it just over the head of Doherty, who'd worked his way in from the angle on the right-hand side. Just too much on, it's gone out for a goal.
Yeah, it was good play from Manning. He ended up in the middle of the pitch about 25 yards out, and he's just trying to curl the ball onto the head of Doherty, who's made that inside run. He's seen Doherty and Ogbene have seen a lot of the ball early on. Haven't got Johnson on it too many times. When he's been on it, they have doubled up. There's a bit more space down the right hand side.
Greece and Netherlands remains at 0-0. A very good shot of Stephen Kenny there with his hand to his mouth. He couldn't believe that Doherty got so much space, but he couldn't collect that ball. It was just too much on it. Anyway, the ball is cleared, but only momentarily, as Ireland pounce on it again. But Manning loses the ball, but on the edge of the penalty area, Ferguson just a little bit too strong in the challenge for our Austrian referee, and a little smile from Liam Walker, the 35-year-old ex-Portsmouth in Notts County. He gets a free just outside the penalty area. Julio Ribas, by the way, is the manager of Gibraltar. He's been there since 2018. He's 66 years of age, from Uruguay, 15 caps for his country, but he's yet to register a win or any points in qualification for either the Worlds or for the European Championship. Scales opens up the play, playing it down to Ogbene, who's seen a lot of ball on the right-hand side. Beaten to at that particular occasion by Oliveira, who puts it out of play. Doherty takes a quick throw, plays it into Cullen. We're in the 14th minute here in Stadio Algarve. It's Gibraltar 0, Republic of Ireland 1. Evan Ferguson, the goal scorer, after 8 minutes. Mikey Johnson, down the left-hand side it goes, back in towards Manning. Manning lets the ball, though, slip away from him to Cullen, gets the ball back from Cullen, though, and Cullen, in turn, gets the ball from Jamie McGrath and tries to chip it forward, but again, it's twice he's done that, just overhit the ball.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, because he's nearly in the centre of the pitch as well, and he has to be inch perfect if he's landing out on Ferguson's head. It's difficult. Just recycle it there, keep the ball, move it again. That time he got Johnson free down the left-hand side. Liam Scales has stepped into the play a couple of times now, switched the play to Ogbene, where Stephen Kenny was talking about earlier on, that left foot, being able to switch the play to Ogbene. Just a couple of times, just under-hit the ball rather than driving it across to him, get him out early.
Ball's played across the field in the Irish half of the field from the clearance from Dale Coling. Away to our right-hand side, protected all black tonight, the Gibraltar goalkeeper. There's Josh Cullen in the centre of the field, and plays it to Manning. And Duffy again, he's getting this demonstration. We need to speed this up, lads. Keep moving, keep the ball moving all the time. That seems to be the instruction. Ogbene tries to play it down the line towards Jason Knight, but it's cut off by Oliveira, but he gets the ball back again from the ricochet, and now it's been knocked out of play by Walker. It's going to be a throw to the Republic of Ireland midway inside the Gibraltar half of the field. Yeah,
there's plenty of space down this right hand side. We just need to be a bit more precise for a pass, a bit more weight on it. Oliveira going inside and trying to defend narrow with his two centre halves, and there's a little bit of space for Ogbene in the wide area, but just the pass needs to be a little bit crisper.
Scales, Manning on the halfway line after that throw into Cullen. Seeing a lot of the ball too. Plays it forward towards Ogbene, towards the head of Ogbene, but these long balls are not working. It's meat and drink so far to a very, very average football team. It's just lofting the ball forward, and instead of keeping the ground and the ball on the ground perhaps and doing it quickly. Well, here's one, might work in towards Jansen. No, cut out in the end by Cipollino out to that far side where Ireland still have it. And Johnson goes down towards the byline, trying to himself a corner. He's got it. It's been knocked out of play by Jack Sargent, the 28-year-old. First corner of the game goes to Ireland. It's on the far side in the 17th minute.
Yeah, I think that's a better ball where there's a little bit of space in behind. Rather than try hit him all the time with his feet, hit the space in behind and let it Ogbene and Johnson run in behind on it. Better play from Ireland that time down the left-hand side. Good opportunity again with a corner kick.
Yeah, set pieces was where Ireland can bloom in games like this. You would think the likes of Duffy, Scales up there, only a second international. Of course, he'd love to score, wouldn't he? Johnson floats the ball in. He was aiming for Duffy, but it was in the end headed clear by Cian Ronan. Man from Kings Lynn in the North England leagues. And he hasn't scored in 28 previous internationals. Here's Ogbene. Ogbene on the right-hand side. Plays it back to Knight. Knight lofts it towards Johnson on the left-hand side. He needs a bit of support behind him now. Nobody seems to be moving towards him, and Cullen has. Cullen has it now on the left-hand side. Bit of intricate passing on the edge of the area. Nice ball to Cullen inside the area. Johnson needs to help him out here. Here he is. Oh, he took his eye off the ball and went under his foot, but he's able to retrieve. Back he comes towards Manning and towards Scales. Again, all of Gibraltar's players behind the ball, bar TJ DeBar, their lone striker. Here's Cullen up towards Ogbene. Again, this is this long ball over the top. They're trying time and time again, and they're just mopping this up all the time.
Yeah,
easy headers.
It's too short, and it needs to be just dropped in behind. Again, trying to land it on his foot or on his chest. Just drop it in behind. He's so quick, Ogbene. He wants it in front of him, behind the defenders, so he can run onto it. But there's better play down that left-hand side. Manning, McGrath and Johnson have linked up quite well.
18 minutes in, Republic of Ireland lead by a goal to nil. Evan Ferguson, the goal scorer. But I'm not convinced by this long balls at the moment. They need to keep the ball on the ground, play a bit of intricate football, speed things up. It would make things a whole lot better, I think, from Ireland's point of view. And you can see some of the players suggesting that too, as Doherty pumps it down the line. That's a better ball. Kept it on the ground towards Jason Knight. In the end, Gibraltar dealt with it quite well and put it out for the corner. But that was a better ball. Yeah,
but he's playing to space again. Knight's made that run again in between the full-back and the centre-half, and that time Doherty's played the ball into space in between both of them. Knight nearly got on a good defending from the defender in the end, gets across, knocks it out for a corner kick from Sargent.
It's going to be second corner, and for the Republic of Ireland. We're in the 19th minute here in the Algarve. Good Irish contingent in watching this game, but it's kind of eerie because the place holds 30,000, so there's only 10% of the crowd in. Bit of a white element. It's the middle of nowhere, so we were driving up to today in the taxi, and it's in the middle of absolutely nowhere, this place. Bit of a white elephant. Nobody plays here. Portugal have played, as I said, in September here against Luxembourg, where they won 9-0, trying to coax some kind of tourist reaction. But anyway, it's a corner for Ireland, swung towards the back post, and it goes over everybody's head, and it's going to dribble out of play on that far side. Bit of a waste. And all these long balls so far from Ireland's point of view, and that was Manning's effort, have come to naught.
Yeah, there's Matt Doherty in the back post. Looked like it worked on that one. Duffy took the big boy to the near post and they swung it around the back, but Matt Doherty is underneath it over his head. They defended it quite well, got plenty of bodies around Matt Doherty at the time.
Ireland are winning by a goal to nil. We're in the 20th minute. But outside of the goal so far, they haven't created any other chances, really. And Gibraltar trying to defend now, and they're in the other half of the field. Manning hooks it over his head, and it's going to put it out of play, so Gibraltar will have a throw out on that far side, where the majority of the boys in green, and girls in green indeed, on the far side, plenty of them here, boys and girls, great to see, following the Republic of Ireland, even though this game is technically a dead rubber. We do have one more game against the Dutch to come, and also a friendly against New Zealand, but that'll wrap up 2023. Anyway, it's a free kick now, and DeBar was fouled after that throw. Yeah, and it's a foul on him, and it's going to be a free kick for Gibraltar in a decent position.
Yeah, it's poor play from Cullen because it's just a throw into his feet, and he tries to rob the ball on the wrong side and just clips him over, and it's similar to that where they had that free kick earlier on, in a little bit closer this time. The delivery on the last one wasn't too bad. This is in a better area.
It is, and they're lined up on the edge of the penalty area. Most of the team in white and the team in red, waiting for the delivery now from that far side. We're in the 21st minute. It remains Ireland leading by a goal to nil. Ferguson the goal scorer. Liam Walker to take it now on that far side. Good ball, good delivery as well, but Bazunu is underneath that and takes a nice catch in his 6-yard box just to prevent anybody dribbling that ball in from the far post.
Yeah, it was just overcooked. Loads of pace on it, but it was way too far. Easy for Bazunu just to pluck it on the edge of his 6-yard box, but again he runs to the 18-yard point. Nobody's running with him, nobody's up the tempo of the game to see can we start it. They've just brought everyone back now in front of us, and again it's a build-up play.
Duffy on the halfway line, looking for a bit of movement in front of him, plays it to Scales, gets the return ball. Duffy then eases away into the Gibraltar half of the field, and that's a misdirected header by Jack Sargent, trying to play it back to his goalkeeper. He was under plenty of control. There was no problem with that, really, but all he could do was head it out of play. Ireland's third corner.
Yeah, it was a poor ball from Duffy, and he got something out of it. It was, he was trying to ping it out to Johnson down that left-hand side, but one day hit it, and fullback should have just caressed that back to the goalkeeper. We didn't misheaded it in behind for a corner kick again.
22 minutes in, Gibraltar 0, Republic of Ireland 1. Third corner. Johnson to take it on that far side. It's going to be right-footed. It's going to be in-swinger. There's plenty of white shirts in the penalty area. Plenty to aim at. High towards the back post. Duffy heads it back in. Scales, I thought, was going to take it. It's Ogbene. Rolls it back to Doherty and in turn out to Duffy. Duffy on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Plants one in towards the penalty spot towards Scales, and they can't prevent that from going out for a corner. Jack Sargent, so that's the fourth corner, 2 in a row. And Ireland pumping the ball towards the back post. They seem to have worked on something here.
Yeah, they seem to be trying to isolate maybe Doherty at times and Duffy, but delivery hasn't been as good. There's too much loft on the ball, and it's not an easy ball for the attacker to go on head.
Easier for defenders at the time.
Absolutely.
Like that, yeah. So Manning again to take it from the right-hand side, left-footed, in-swing. Decent one, this one. And it's headed over his own crossbar by the ever-young 40-year-old Roy Cipollina.
Yeah, he did really well. Cipollini's in the middle of the goal. Duffy's the one heading in there, but he gets his head to and knocks her over the bar for another corner kick. Plenty of pressure now from Ireland. Got to make one of these count, get that second goal if we can.
Manning has the option if he wanted. Michael Johnson's lurking on the edge of the penalty area, but again he plants that in, and it's gone towards the back post. And Duffy was lurking. Instead of his head, he used his foot, and he hit the side netting and remains at 1-0.
Yeah, this time it's a near post corner, flick on. Not sure where it was. Ferguson flicked her on. Just watching it again, it's a flick on at that near post. And it's a great run actually from McGrath. I think it just flicks her on, or as a Manning, and Duffy's at that post, and he just tries to sort of knee it in, I think, or with his toe, but wrong side of the post.
Can't add to his 7 goals. Shane Duffy coming to the twilight of his career, although he's been playing in the Norwich City team consistently this year. The 31-year-old Irish captain, 59 internationals for him. His debut in June of 2014 against Costa Rica. And obviously with Seamus Coleman out long-term injury, and no John Egan in the Irish lineup, he's resumed the role as captain. DeBar has lost the ball in the middle of the park, and Jason Knight has got plenty of people in front of him, including Mikey Johnson. Johnson on the 25th minute now, out on the left-hand side. Out tonight again, just tees it up, plays it in towards Ferguson. Easy cut out. It wasn't a bad ball, but it was well dealt with actually by Ainsley, who dropped into that third centre half, the man from Dundalk. Plays club football for Dundalk. Here's Johnson out on the left-hand side. Johnson jinxed by 2 players. Johnson might line up a shot here. That's a good save by the goalkeeper. Nice height, they'll say. But at least Johnson jinked inside 2 players and had the temerity to have the shot.
Yeah, his way is being blocked down the side on the outside, so this time he's just come inside and, like you say, played a little 1-2, got a strike away. I think the keeper made more of a meal of it than I think it was an easy enough save for him, but he punched it away. It was good play from Johnson that time, just comes inside onto his right foot, and I'm looking at that again. I think the keeper can catch that. I don't know about you, but
I wouldn't have caught that. Yeah, he did make a bit of a meal, all right, but he got it out of the way to the danger zone. But anyway, he was knocked out for a corner. Ireland's 6th. We're in the 26th minute. Surely they can get something out of this. And it's Johnson again to take it. In fact, it is Johnson to take this. Swings it in towards the near post this time. And it's come off an Irish player, Jamie McGrath. And it's gone out for a goal. Kick remains at 1-0 to Ireland. Scored early, 8 minutes. Nothing since.
No, there hasn't. The final balls probably let us down a little bit. Like you said, there's a lot of long balls, from that middle area, trying to play straight balls, which is always difficult when a team is dropped off and defending deep.
They have the ball deep inside their own half of the field now. Just got to be careful they don't cough it up. And it's played away by Cian Ronan. But Ireland have it with Scales. Scales to Cullen. Cullen has a little look up, but he's got Doherty to feed to out on the right-hand side. Doherty down to Ogbene. Ogbene has Doherty behind him. He just turns the right way and lays it inside to Cullen. Bit of movement inside on the edge of the penalty area, but it's played to Doherty, then to Cullen, then into the edge of the area. From Ireland's point of view, they just have the players at the wrong angles, really, playing back to goal, and they've now played it back to the halfway line again. And Duffy, I don't know what he was doing there. Duffy just knocked the ball straight out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick. Well, that's a breakdown in communication.
Yeah,
if ever there
absolutely.
was one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the game. You're looking at Jason Knight as one. He's playing on that right side of a tree, just ahead of Cullen with McGrath on the left. But he's making a lot of runs down that right hand side between. And I think he's probably too early in there. He's getting away of Beignet a little bit. I'd like to see him leave him 1v1 with the right back, because with the left back, he's bringing an extra defender in there when he's making them runs early.
Yeah, it was a real sense of bewilderment from Duffy and the rest of the team. I don't know what he was pointing at. I think maybe Ogbene going a run or something, but it was just completely overhit from the halfway line. So goal kick. Dale Coling takes it, puts it into the Irish half of the field. Nicely done by Duffy. Takes it on his chest and places it to Ogbene. Just rolls away from him. He's able to keep it in play, and then it's knocked out of play by Ethan Brito. In fact, he kept it in play, actually rolled the ball off Ogbene, but as soon as they say that, they've given it down to Duffy. Duffy just looks a little peed off.
It's just a tempo, isn't it? You're standing walking with the ball. Just move the ball quick. Get it into midfielders, get it back, get them on the half turn when they receive it. It's too easy to play against at the moment. Another long straight ball. This time it's into Ferguson.
Well, Ferguson has it now after Doherty spotted the run of him, but he has to come out of the penalty area to give it to Cullen. Now Doherty makes a run inside the penalty area. That's better. In from Ogbene. Doherty in the penalty area. Plenty to away, Mats. And it's 2-0. Mikey Johnson sneaking in at the back post. Gets his second Irish goal in his sixth international. That's much better from Ireland. Quicker, pacier ball. Good run from Doherty. Good cross. Now it hit the post from Johnson initially, but he was able to just then smuggle the ball to the net. And Ireland in the 29th minute now lead 2-0.
Yeah, and it's that early again at the pitch down there right hand side. This time it's Matt Doherty. Holds his run really well. Beignet just slips through into him. He's in acres of space in the 18-yard box. Just gets on the turn, puts it across the 6-yard box. Mikey Johnson coming in off the left side, clips the force, comes off the post, back onto his knee and over the line. No more than we deserve. I just like the tempo to be a little bit quicker. Matt Doherty and Beignet will cause them problems. Jason Knight hopefully stays out that area and just leave them 1v1 or 2v1 at times, because there is a way in down this left hand side there, right hand side.
Again, that's a bit of relief. Ireland had a huff to puff to get that second goal, and just a better bit of play from them in terms of getting the ball up quicker, and nice triangular passes to Doherty. Plenty of space. Time to pick out his man. Ogbene now going down the right hand side. Is there more goals in Ireland before half time? Ogbene does well to get to the byline, clips one in towards the back post. Johnson slips, and the ball is put up and over the crossbar by Manning, who a little bit of dew maybe on the edge of the penalty area. He slipped as well, and up and over the crossbar remains 2-0.
Yeah, it's just one of them. Beignet drops it back, the cross into the edge of the box, and it's one on the half volley. Will it take a touch? Will it half volley? And it's coming up as he volleys in, just slices off a foot and over the bar. But it's just an injection of pace, even from Matt Doherty's run for that second goal. Injection of pace in behind their defenders. We'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Well, that'll be a delight for Mikey Johnson, the 24-year-old. He's not playing many games for Celtic. He's out on loan as well. Victoria Guamish at one stage. Glasgow born. But nice finish in the end. It cannoned back to him off the post. To be the presence of mind, even though he was sliding along the ground, to put it to the back of the net, close in, off his knee, despite the attentions of Jack Sargent, who'd initially tackled him. Down to Doherty it goes on the right-hand side. Ogbene infield to Duffy. Duffy to Scales. That'll cheer up the Republic of Ireland supporters who've come here. A lot of English-Irish supporters, if you know what I mean. London-based Irish supporters are here in our hotel as well. Here's Johnson taking his way towards the edge of the penalty area. Lays it back to Jamie McGrath. McGrath to Manning on that left-hand side. Scales just tees it up for a second, but decides not to cross it and plays it out that far side. We're in the 34th minute here in the Stadio de Algarve. It is Gibraltar 0, Republic of Ireland 2. Ireland a chance to double their points tally in the group, with Johnson on the far side in towards the near post. Ogbene, well, he's just being held up by one of the Gibraltar fullbacks, so he couldn't get his head on the ball. Jack Sargent did his job there, and it's got out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's good play again from Mikey Johnston. This time he's threatening down that left hand, checks back onto his right foot and just tried to bend the ball into Evan Ferguson and Beignet. Ferguson on the 6-yard box. Beignet coming in behind, but like you say, Sargent did well, just got his body in front of him, had a little hold of him too. But better play.
The Dutch have missed a penalty. Weghorst against Greece, so it's still Greece 0, Netherlands 0. That's a huge game in Group B. Here it's Ireland leading by 2-0. Ireland can't qualify from the group. Netherlands and Greece scrapping, you would think, for second place at the moment, but that remains 0-0. But Vikos has missed a penalty for the visitors in that game. Here, 32 minutes in, it is Republic of Ireland leading by 2-0. Ferguson on 8 minutes, Mikey Johnson with the second goal on 29. You're listening to Extended Game On here on RTE 2 FM with John Kenny and Pat Fenlon live from the Algarve for this game. Nice evening, 21, 22 degrees. A lot of people in t-shirts, and hope you're not too jealous at home, because I know it's a little bit cooler there, but we're certainly enjoying our couple of days here. It's back to Bazunu now in the Irish goal. Scales. And Scales actually started on the left-hand side, didn't he, in the match against Greece, and he's been put into the middle in place of Nathan Collins. I don't know, Nathan Collins might have been blamed for the first goal the other night, being caught out of position. Doherty clips it out towards the edge of the Gibraltar penalty area. The team in red can't pick it up. It's back with Cullen. Cullen places to Jason Knight. Knight back to Cullen in the central position, looking for a bit of movement in front of him. Decides to go across to Manning. Back to Cullen again. Ogbene's offering the run on the right-hand side. Instead he goes to Doherty. Doherty, again, plays a little bit static. Nobody really moving in front of either Ogbene or Doherty. Ferguson makes a little bit of a run across the penalty area, but he's not seen, so Scales still has the ball. Gives it to Manning. Manning, in turn, plays it in front of him to Jamie McGrath. Eerie sounds of the Irish supporters rattling around this big stadium. Great to see them in decent numbers here, enjoying their week. Here is Shane Duffy. Duffy comes into the Gibraltar half of the field. Gets Benny inside of him. Benny puts it through the legs of the defender. Jace Olivero gets down to the byline. Good stuff from him, and he's earned himself and his side a corner. Ireland 7th.
Yeah, it's again that injection of pace from Andy. Very slow walking football, passing the ball around, but it's easy enough for Gibraltar just to get across the pitch and shuffle across the pitch and closes down. That time McBeignet sticks it through the fullback's legs, runs around it, get a little bit of cover to get across and get a tackle in for a corner kick.
Ethan Brito was the man who made the challenge, coming across Ogbene. So Manning is going to take this corner, and it's out on the right-hand side. Johnson has been taking him out the left with his right boots, but Manning is left-footed, and he's going to take this now and hopefully swing it into a decent position from Ireland's point of view. Manning on the right-hand side launches it. Decent one. Keeper should claim that. Easy enough, though. Dale Coling too near to him, and easy again on the second attempt. Just drops the ball at his feet and picks it up. These corners are just being wasted, I'm afraid. Yeah,
it's poor delivery that time from Manning. He has a good left foot, but too easy for the goalkeeper. Hanging in the air again. That's been the complaint with the deliveries from the set pieces. Been hanging too much rather than driven across into areas that we can go and attack.
Strong challenge from Duffy as the ball is cleared by Koning. And Doherty goes in heavy on TJ DeBar on the halfway line on the left-hand side. And Julio Ribas comes to the edge of his technical area, the Uruguayan. Didn't see much of that, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I think he just kicks through the back of his leg. He's got his foot in front of the ball, and Matt Doherty just kicks his leg, and is a soft one, like you said, John, but it's probably the right decision in the end.
2-0 here. 0-0 Greece and Netherlands in the other match so far. We're coming up to the last 10 minutes of this opening half. And it's a free kick for Gibraltar. Liam Walker, left-footed, pumps it up to the corner, and that's a waste from Gibraltar's point of view, because the player they intended to pick out, Ethan Brito, was offside. Yeah,
it was a good line from the Irish back four, held it nice and solid. Matt Doherty didn't go and chase him in behind, and he is offside. Watching the replay again, it's just knocked over Matt's head, and the hand goes up, and it is linesman's right there. Offside decision is a correct decision.
Duffy's going to take this free kick. Matt Doherty wanted it short, but he's actually pushed Doherty away and said, come on, he's going to knock this one forward, see what he can do. The referee still got his hand in the air because it is a free kick for Ireland. So right-footed down towards Ogbene. Ogbene's, though, beaten to it by the header of Brito, and there's a foul on Louis Ansley, and it's going to be a free kick for Gibraltar in their own half. Ireland leading 2-0, deservedly so. They've had vast majority of the possession, the vast majority of the chances, and 2 goals in this opening half from Ferguson and from Mikey Johnson has them 2 to the good.
Yeah, the 2 goals have been good. Obviously, we wanted to score there, we did. We got a second goal as well, but it's just the final ball has probably let us down a little bit. This ball that Cullen on the middle of the pitch, that one there he's trying to play again. This time he picks out Knight. That's the one that's probably let us down as well. There's been too many straight balls like that. It's easy for the defenders to defend against rather than change the play and switch your play. Cullen's probably played most, and I'm not sure that's his best asset in the game.
Yeah, Cullen and Manning in particular have been putting these long balls in. And it's when they put the ball on the ground that they've profited, and they profited twice. Quick balls into the penalty area resulted in goals for Ireland.
Yeah, the way in is behind the fullbacks, there's no doubt about that, particularly down their left-hand side. The left-back is very narrow at times, then he gets attracted out, and Ogbenye's got the legs of him all day long. We just need to feed him a little bit more.
Nice play from Gibraltar. Cipollina played it to Ansley and then to Mueli out on that far side. And first time they got a bit of passing going on. Here's Jace Olivero, plays it down the line. Looking for Brito, the full-back, and it's going to dribble out of play, is it? Yeah, it's just too much on that. And it's gone out for a goal kick to the Republic of Ireland. Matt Doherty under no problem or pressure there. Ireland still leading by 2-0 as we enter the latter stages of this opening half. Well, in their 4-0 defeat to Wales, Gibraltar didn't attempt a single shot, and just one touch in the opposition box in the entire game. Just 16 passes in the Welsh half.
Yeah, they've been really poor tonight as well. They haven't put any real passes together. The only time they've been in that area, we've given away 2 sloppy free kicks. Chance here.
Ainsley gives away that ball. Johnson was nearly in, coming in from that left-hand side. Good goalkeeping from Dale Coling. Plays that sweeper roll, comes out to the edge of his penalty area and just pumps the ball clear. Saw the danger early. He's gone straight down to Bazzuno, who's been pretty much a spectator in this opening half. Hasn't had much to do. Plucked 1 or 2 free kicks out of the air, but that's about it. Here's Johnson out on that left-hand side to Manning. Johnson again looks busy. Like to see him come forward and actually have a go at these full-backs. Here's Manning again with the long ball, and again a wasted ball because Cipollina can head those clear all day because he's under no pressure. Let's hope they don't do it again. Let's keep the ball on the ground. That seems to be the message. Johnson certainly does, and he's again running at players out there on that left-hand side. Manning plays it in the direction of Ferguson, but once again he's dealt with easily enough in the middle by Cipollina. It's just not working.
No, that ball in at the moment, it's got to be a better delivery of the ball. Like I said, that's the bit that's letting us down, that final ball in.
Doherty, Bazzuno, switching wings now to the right-hand side. Might profit from this side. Cullen, straight in front of goal, just shy of the penalty area, lifts it over to Ogbenny on the right-hand side. That's a better ball. Here's Doherty. Doherty flips it inside to Jason Knight, back to Ogbenny. Ogbenny plays it across the area in the general direction of Ferguson, beaten to the punch by Cipollina though. Here's Doherty, collects it, ball down the line. This is what we want. Ogbenny into the penalty area. It's going to fall for Knight. Knight slips over though at the wrong moment, plays it back to Cullen, retaining possession. Doherty has to wait for Ogbenny to come back onside, so he just tried to play it down the line towards Jason Knight, but it didn't come off. But that's better.
Yeah, but again, Jason Knight is in that area where we're looking to, isolate Ogbenny like we have now with the fullback.
Cullen to Ogbenny in the penalty area, tries to swing the left boot at it, but he just couldn't wrap his foot around it, and it's gone out harmlessly for a goal kick. To applause from the Republic of Ireland supporters on the far side.
Yeah, I can see what Knight's trying to do. He's trying to make that run in between the centre half and the full back, but I prefer him to stay out at and maybe try check his run a little bit more central, because it will leave Ogbenny isolated with the full back, and at the moment he's got to run him every time he's got the ball to him.
I mentioned Gavin Bazzuno starting tonight. He's won 20 caps now for the Republic of Ireland. Only the 10th goalkeeper to win 20 caps for the boys in green. The youngest to reach 20 caps of any goalkeeper, Shay Given, the current youngest, well, it's gone now, of course. Now in 1998, he was 22 years old. So congratulations to Gavin Bazzuno.
He's going to get a few more, isn't he, John, as well?
Oh, it certainly will, yeah. Our 2 goalkeeper subs, actually, are Mark Travers and Max O'Leary, the uncapped from Bristol City. It's in Bazzuno's hands now. All in blue tonight. Rolls it out that far side to Manning. We're inside the last 5 minutes of this opening half here in the Algarve. Ireland leading 2-0. Here's Manning. Again, the long ball might work out this time. That's gone in towards Knight. He picks it up in the penalty area. He's been pushed away to the left-hand side. Lays it inside. Johnson just going to overrun it, is he? Ferguson tries it with the outside of the boot. He kept it in play. Ferguson came in like a steam train. That either hit the post or hit the goalkeeper. I think it was the goalkeeper he hit. But a nice little side foot. Just didn't... it hit the target, but didn't get to the back of the net. But Ireland still have it with Johnson on that far side. Plays it to Ferguson. Ferguson now on the edge of the penalty area. Quicker balls from Ireland. Much better play on the edge of the area. It really has Gibraltar with 6s and 7s, and they eventually just hack it clear and put it out of play. Ireland could so easily been 3-0 up there.
Yeah, that was a great run. Look at the saying about Knight. He was more central that time, ran between the 2 centre halves rather than the full back and centre half. Did well, got the ball to Johnson, who pulled it back, and good tackle. Swatching again, just get across, and Ferguson gets a little toe poke on it. Defender does well.
I think the keeper actually got a foot to it. Looking at the replay, Bennett tries to force a corner, he can't get it. But he's just a little side foot, and the keeper didn't know much about it. He just took a foot out and cleared it. But it was very close to being another goal for Ferguson, another goal for Ireland.
Yeah, it's just that play again. If we inject pace into our attack, we cause them all sorts of problems. When it's being slow, lethargic in front of them, they're happy enough to get everybody in behind the ball. But we inject pace, particularly in the right and the left hand side, they have serious issues.
Last minute between these sides, Ireland won 3-0. That was in June. Johnston was on the score sheet that night as well, along with Ida and Ferguson. So Ferguson and Manning, or not Manning, but Johnston adding to their Irish goals tally tonight, both against Gibraltar. Ball is chested back by Jamie McGrath into Cullen. Gets the return ball and then plays it out to Manning on that far side. 42 minutes on the clock in the opening half here in the Algarve. It's Ireland leading 2-0. Can they get a third goal before half time? Cullen lofts it towards Ogbeni on the far post. And Ogbeni's having a really good challenge between himself and Olivero. This time he goes in too strong as it's Olivero who actually gets ahead to that. I thought it was going to go out for a corner, but the referee from Austria decided that Ogbeni was in just a little bit too strong in the challenge.
Yeah, that was better from Cullen because he's in the middle of the pitch, and this time he drives the ball, looking to play in behind for Ogbeni to get on the header. He's a little bit late with his elbow in the back of the full back, just catches him. Olivero on the back of the head, a sore one, but he's okay, he's back up. But better play from Cullen that time, more weight on the pass.
So free kick for Gibraltar away to our right hand side as we enter 44 minutes in this first half. Still Ireland leading by 2-0. The other game we've been talking about, Greece against Netherlands, that's also kicked off at 7:45 our time. Vikhorst has missed a penalty for the Dutch, and that remains 0-0. In terms of the group, that would leave France and at the top on 18 points, and Greece still in second on 13-3 ahead of the Dutch. Looks like a strong challenge there on Jason Knight by De Bar. The referee wants to have a word with him. Cullen's not happy to either because he's sharp and take a breath there. It was a strong old challenge by De Bar. He did. He stepped over the ball, really, didn't he? He
did. He showed his 2 feet, just jumped into it his 2 feet, and he could have got hurt there, Knight, but he's lucky. He just bounces out of the challenge, feeling his nail a little bit. It's a naughty little challenge from De Bar. Cullen's not happy, but Cullen's well able to put his foot in as well. But it was a naughty challenge. Could have hurt him, but he didn't in the end.
Well, the match against the Netherlands, sorry Pat, match against the Netherlands on the 18th of November, I was telling you this, the match that Ireland perhaps need to lose, apparently to get to a playoff match for Euro 2024 via the Nations League. Ireland therefore need France and the Netherlands to qualify from Group B because the Netherlands are ahead of them in the rankings. Greece are behind Ireland. So that's a mad scenario.
How do you deal with that one?
How do you do? Listen, lads, a 1-0 loss here, that'll be fine. We'll be grand. Let's get to the playoffs. It's just bizarre stuff. Anyhow, in this game, we're in the last minute of the opening half. It's Ireland leading 2-0. Here's Ogbeni on the right-hand side. Back to Doherty. Doherty looking for somebody to make a run on the edge of the penalty area. He plays it into McGrath. It's kind of a no-look pass there from McGrath. Tried to find Ferguson in the penalty area. It didn't work. But McGrath again has the ball to feet as well, actually. And tries to play it across the area. It bounces off 2 of the Gibraltar players and has gone to the halfway line. Haven't seen the fourth official put the board up yet. He's going to do that in front of us now. Just the 1 minute to be added on, so we're into that now. Here's Doherty on the edge of the penalty area. Across to Manning. Manning in a central position. Out to Johnson on that left-hand side. Faced by Jack Sargent. Johnson lifts it into the penalty area. Goalkeeper could have claimed that one better than that. Instead he punched it instead of catching it. So here's McGrath. McGrath chips it towards the back post. And Johnson was steaming in there, but he couldn't get the proper contact on that. And it came off a Gibraltar player last for a corner for Ireland, their 8th.
Yeah, Gren, loads of space down the right hand side. This side, Jamie McGrath just finds himself in that space and dinks a ball to the back post. Mikey Johnson, the other winger, coming in off the line. Toy could have had him. Just watching it again here. Can he go and attack with his head? It's a little bit behind him, isn't it? Maybe, and the defender gets a clip on and knocks it out for a corner kick. Good play from McGrath.
Oh, hands to the bump for Gibraltar for this corner. Manning has switched sides. He's going to take this one an out swinger with the left boot towards the penalty spot, changing the angle. That's a good strong header though, away by Cipollina. Belying his 40 years, and now Gibraltar are on a break with De Bar. De Bar and Walker's breaking his neck trying to get the ball to get forward, but it's still Gibraltar on the edge of the Irish area, and a shot comes in from distance and it's gone harmlessly wide, but that could have been dangerous. Liam Walker in the end, it's the last attack of the opening half. So 10 at half time, job done. So from Ireland's point of view, good, but could it be better?
Yeah, it's been very comfortable. They've been really poor, disappointing. I just think our final ball at times has let us down. I'd like to see us isolate our the wide players. Midfielders probably making runs in there too early. Leave them 1v1. We've got plenty of balls into the box. Just be better with that ball. And when we've injected pace into the game at the top end of the pitch, it's caused them all sorts of problems.
Teams coming off of the half-time break. So there you go, Shane. Half-time, it is 2-0 to the Republic of Ireland.
John Kenny, Pat Fenn, and thank you both very much. We're going to take a short ad break ourselves, and then we will get halftime analysis in the company of Paul Corrie and Keith Tracy. Stick with us here on Game On 2FM.
RTE
2FM.
It's all reward, no compromise when you switch to Vodafone. Get rewarded with a free Samsung Galaxy S23 just for making the great decision to switch to Ireland's most reliable mobile network with unlimited 5G data, calls and texts. Switch to Vodafone in-store or online today. Vodafone. Together we can.
Offer ends 31st of October 2023. Subject to location, switching to an eligible 24-month bill pay plan and handset availability. For umlaut certification and full terms, see vodafone.ie/terms.
The Green Room on 2FM.
This week on the show, we'll be playing tracks from Leeds collective Goth Street Park's highly anticipated debut album, From the Inside. Plus, we'll have Irish hip-hop from hugely talented Portrush producer C. Backle.
When I step on my ones, comfy all day, step on my ones. Even when I roll deep with my tugs, wreck myself when I step on my ones. Trust.
And hot off the release of his new album, Open Up the Night, we welcome dance music royalty Transwax for this week's guest mix on Thursday. Don't forget, you can join me every night right here from 9 p.m. and listen back anytime on the RT Radio Player app.
Game On.
Football.
Now, you're very welcome back to Game On. We are with you all the way until 10 p.m. It is half time in Faro, and the score is the Republic of Ireland 2, Gibraltar 0. In the group's other game, the first half is still ongoing. They're into the 49th minute there, and it is 0-0 between Greece and the Netherlands. Weghorst missed a 28-minute penalty in that one. A couple of other scores. Austria beat Azerbaijan 1-0 earlier. Belgium-Sweden 1-0. Portugal leading 5-0 away to Bosnia. Cristiano Ronaldo with 2 goals there. Iceland lead Liechtenstein 2-0, and Luxembourg-Slovakia is goalless. Keith Tracy, what did you make of that performance from Ireland?
Yeah, it was good. It was exactly what you'd expect. The early goal was really good, and we're just doing what you would like us to do. We're getting the ball out wide, we're getting it to Benny, we're getting it to Johnson, and we're creating overloads. Matt Doherty's running from deep, running from right back, creating overloads, and that's how we scored our 2 goals. Created overloads in the right wing, created a 3v2, got Matt Doherty in the wing, and yeah, it's been really good stuff. Evan Ferguson arriving really well, and the Mikey Johnson goal is a really good, really well-timed run from the left wing, and Mikey Johnson's looked alright, come off the left wing once or twice, had a little pop here and there, and our possession has been good. I still think we're a little bit, just passing from A to B. I'd like to see us just play 2-touch all the time, because Gibraltar are dropping in. They're not really fussed about running around and trying to win the ball back, so just keep it moving quicker. The hole will start to appear, and hopefully now we can just take the shackles off, show everybody that we are. I know I've criticised the players in the past, but against Gibraltar we're head and shoulders above these, so we should be able to really stand on the throat of Gibraltar now, make this 4-5. And look, I don't want to say there'll be a feel-good factor, but there'll just be a little bit of respect restored, and that a little bit of a bounce coming into the November window with the Dutch in mind.
2 well-worked goals, Paul. Mikey Johnson had a shot saved by former Glentoran goalkeeper Dale Coling. Evan Ferguson had another chance as well. So only 2-0 at half-time. Like as Keith said, we are running at Gibraltar, and it's good to see that. Are we doing it enough?
Yeah, I think it's been okay, Shane. What you would hope in the second half is that possession that you've had in the first half will start to take the legs away from Gibraltar, and then you start to see a couple of more gaps appear, and that's where you would be hoping, where your creative players can maybe show a bit of spark and a bit of magic to open up a back four that's going to sit deep again in the second half. But I think if you're Stephen Kenny, you go in and you just ask for more of the same. We mentioned it before the game. the space when you play against a team who's going to sit deep is in the wide areas. And I think if you're Ireland, you just keep getting Ogbenny and Johnson on the ball, and you hope that Manning and Doherty can support from deeper areas or run beyond, like we saw for both goals. You repeat that, you feed Ferguson, you've got a really good chance of getting more goals in this game. What you don't want to do is, and we saw, and Keith was saying it off air, is, people taking luxuries and starting hitting Hollywood passes, and the game, loses any sort of rhythm. You got to keep the rhythm, and you got to keep intensity in your play. And we spoke about it before the game. We've become a very soft team to play against, both with and without the ball. We have to start being ruthless. We have to start being nasty against teams, and you got to start putting, more goals against a team like Gibraltar, and you take whatever confidence you can from the game. But I think it's been okay. If you look back on Friday night, the right hand side was probably our best threat against Greece. It's no surprise that Ogbenny and Doherty have done similar again. It was good to see that the balls into the box for both goals were decent balls that people can get on the end of. At times you've gotten into those positions where you've been wasteful. It was good from Matt on both occasions, and hopefully you can see a bit more from Manning and Johnson on the left hand side. And more goals is what you're asking for. Just repeat the basics, don't get bored with it, and eventually more gaps will appear and more chances will come our way.
Are we a bit static at times, Keith?
Yeah, we can be. There's a couple of times where Shane Duffy, Liam Scales have got the ball and they're hitting these 60, 70 70-yard diags, and you're thinking like nothing is coming at them, and you're thinking there's no need for that. Just lend the ball to your mate, move it around the outside, keep them moving, keep the Gibraltar unit moving from side to side. And I think we're up near 75% possession, so they are going to get tired. They played Wales during the week as well. They got pumped 4-0 and that. So Gibraltar will just have that losing feeling. Their legs will go, so we just need to keep making the right decisions. And it's times like this that you're looking for the motivation. You're looking for the professionals to come out and go, right, it's 2-0, let's start the second half at 0-0, let's go and get 2 goals, chase the 3rd goal, chase the 4th goal, and really start to give us something. Mikey Johnson's coming off. This Irish team is not set in stone anymore. I think the European qualification campaign has been so poor that nobody has a right to say I should play in this Irish team. So if I'm Mikey Johnson, I'm thinking I'm going to run around, I'm going to get assists, I'm going to get another goal, and I'm going to knock on Stephen Kenny's door and say I want to play against the Dutch next month. And look, it's not the sort of things we want to be saying. We'd love to be still winning in a shout with the group. The reality is we're not. So the only carrot we have is the Dutch game next month. So try and motivate the lads with that, and I hope that's what we see, is the lads keep moving, keep prodding, and just wanting to get into that Dutch team next month.
I think Jamie McGrath's done okay. I think he probably gives you a bit more in that final third to unlock a defence, or even just being a bit more tidy in the middle of the pitch. I think he's probably more comfortable on the ball than, say, like a Jason Malumbi or an Alan Brown, who's very good at covering the ground. And he's another player, Shane. We were speaking at the top of the show. Chidozie Ogbenny was in, he did really well, then came out of it completely and now seems to be back in it again. If you think back to those games against Portugal and Serbia, Jamie McGrath was quite good in those games. The last game he played in this group was against Gibraltar. He's been on the bench, he hasn't not been in the squad. That surprises me, and that's, sometimes where you have questions around Stephen and the team that he's picked, sometimes individuals just get cast aside and they're not involved in squads, and then they come back in again and they look like they've got a bit of spark about them. I think Jamie McGrath is probably one, particularly when you think about the problems we've had in the middle of the pitch, who could put his hand up and say that he should have played more, and I think he just gives you a bit more on the ball in that middle of the pitch.
Is he one of the more technically gifted players, perhaps, that Ireland are crying out for, that you were kind of chatting about before, Keith?
Yeah, Jamie is a technically gifted boy. I played with him when he was very young at Pat, so I was a bit of an older head. But I thought it was really interesting that Stephen Kenny was asked before the game, are you going to go full strength? Are you going to look to give caps to new players? And his answer was, it depends what you mean by full strength. I'm going to pick a team to win the game. And I thought that was very telling. I think that means, like, when you look at the likes of Callum Robertson, O'Shea, Brown, Adamida, Smallbone, Oma Bemidele, it would be fair to say that maybe there is a bit of talent on that bench that would maybe start another day. I think he's cut his cloth accordingly. He's playing Mikey Johnson. Ogbenny, for me, is probably the only one that could stick his hand up and say, I generally turn up for Ireland. Even when we've played poorly, he's the one shining light that gives us a little bit of something. So, yeah, look, at this team is not set in stone. We're calling out for technically gifted players like the likes of Alan Brown. We're just too. I love Alan Brown. I'd love to shoehorn him into the team, but where do you play him? Do you play him right wing back? Do you play him centre midfield? Do you play him left back? It's just so hard to get certain people into the team. And look, I like what we're doing tonight. I hate looking past it. I'm trying to look at this as a once-off game. We're doing okay, but it's just been underwhelming. The Greece we needed to compete against Greece better, and I hate bringing that back up, but you can't just look at this game in isolation and think it's brilliant we're beating Gibraltar 2-0. The Greek games are the ones that the chips were down and we needed to turn up in.
Absolutely. Well, so far so good. 2-0 at half time, and we'll have more analysis in 2 minutes' time. Stick with us here in Game On.
RTE 2FM.
I've always had this fantasy that there's something else out there for me.
One of the best science fiction films of the year.
I don't want a robot living with my wife.
Starring Saoirse Ronan, Paul Mescal, and Aaron Pierre.
Do you really want to leave her here all alone, day after day?
From visionary filmmaker Garth Davis, based on the book by best-selling author Ian Reid.
I encourage you to use this opportunity to act on your instincts.
Foe.
Whatever we decide, we'll be together.
Exclusively in cinemas October 20, rated 15A.
2FM Breakfast
with Kieran, Donica and Carl.
This Tuesday, we're live from the College Green Hotel Dublin in the heart of Dublin City. Formerly the Westin Dublin, the hotel's been reimagined and rebranded. To celebrate its launch, Kieran, Donica and Carl will be there to enjoy a 5-star breakfast with some 2FM listeners. Live from the College Green Hotel Dublin this Tuesday from 6.
RTE 2FM.
Shortcut your way to delicious dinners with Dunstore's Cook at Home range. Our sweet chili Irish sirloin just needs a quick stir fry. The spicy piri piri half chicken is ready to roast. And hearty tomato and basil Irish meatballs go straight in the oven. Easy, delicious, and you can mix and match any two for €10. Plus, with our 5 of 25 grocery voucher, you save even more. Dunnes Stores, always better value. Terms and conditions apply. Voucher can be used on next in-store grocery shop of €25 or more.
2FM Breakfast
with Kieran, Donica and Carl. Carl told us the lengths you'd go to meet the Loch Ness Monster.
I buy into it. Loch Ness Monster, it exists, and we will find it one day.
And it's going around
and if anyone wants to send me over and sit in the water until it comes up and gives me little taps, I will do it.
Would you do that?
For science.
Whoa, amazing.
You would donate your arse.
I would donate my arse.
RTE
2FM.
We're back tomorrow from 6.
2FM Breakfast.
Sponsored by McDonald's. Made with quality Irish rashers and free-range Irish eggs. What could be better than a McDonald's bacon and egg McMuffin? Available every day until 11 a.m.
Game On.
Football.
Now, the match in Greece was ongoing last time I updated you, and it was 0-0. That's how it is at half-time. 2-0 at half-time between Gibraltar and Republic of Ireland. Paul Corey, more the same? Second half? Simple question, I suppose.
Yeah, more the same. I just think don't complicate the game, Shane. Keep feeding your wide players, keep getting Matt and Ryan Manning high and wide and try create overloads and just continue to feed Evan Ferguson. Then maybe as the game starts to become a bit more open, you can look to go through the middle of the park and maybe get some balls into Evan's feet or get runners from McGrath and Knight maybe beyond Evan and, just keep the game simple. I don't think when you're playing against a team like Gibraltar you need to really complicate the game too much. Keep moving it quickly, take the legs away from them, and then, if you're to get another goal, it becomes a really easy night.
Is this a test of character in a bit of a different way in terms of trying to keep concentration, playing against these kind of lesser nations, Keith?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think we don't want to see the lads come out with the second half and just go through the motions and it fizzle out and it's a 2-0 win. We want to see them want to go and win the game. We want to see them move the ball properly, and we want to see them, try and get a bit more credit back in the bank, because we're all at such a low point with this Irish team. It was so underwhelming on Friday night that we just need to go and give somebody a right good walloping to try and get us back on the horse. And look, even from Evan Ferguson's point of view, I'm speaking about Mikey Johnson wanted to get himself into the team. Evan Ferguson's 18 years of age. He's playing in the Premier League. There's just so much weight behind him, going to be our number 9 for the next 10, 15 years. This is a great chance to get yourself a couple of goals and just start moving up the statistic list and just score a couple of goals, because it's not all the time you're going to play against a 40-year-old centre half. And I don't like bringing Chipolline up because he's been a great servant to Gibraltar, but Evan must be looking at him thinking this is only going to get easier and easier as the night goes on for me.
Okay, so are we expecting more goals, Keith? Yeah,
I'm going to say 4-0 to Ireland, I hope.
You two are changing your tune now, aren't you? Now that the mics are on.
Okay, for full disclosure, I did say 2-0. I don't think it's going to be an emphatic victory. Yeah.
I'll stick with my 4 anyway.
4-0, you're going with 4. Keith, you've doubled your pre-match prediction off air, so you've got.
Yeah, I said it was going to be an unconvincing 2-0 win for Ireland, and look, it's been really good. Look, you have to take the opposition into account. It's been okay. We've been all right. We're doing exactly what we should do, and we should get another couple of more goals.
Okay, well, here's hoping for more of the same. Let's see how it will play out in the company of Pat Fennan. And first, John Kenny.
Thanks very much. Yeah, 2.5 half time. Republic of Ireland have lost their last 3 matches in all competitions, all in the European Championship qualifying. Haven't lost 4 games in a row since October 2006, and it's not going to be, you would think, 4 in a row now, leading by 2 goals to nil, looking quite comfortable at half time. Republic of Ireland back on the pitch. We're still waiting for the Gibraltarians to make their way back on. A bit of fun at half time there, Pat Fennan, with the Republic of Ireland substitutes running over to the Irish contingent on the far side. A bit of a laugh going on there. It's good to see. It's still good spirit in the camp.
Yeah, it was good banter between the supporters and the substitutes, like you say, in there going through the warm-up routine. And once they went over to that side of the pitch, they got a big cheer and then sprinted away fairly quickly. So yeah, it was interesting. And it was interesting as well because Gibraltar stayed on the pitch for a good 2 or 3 minutes after the half-time whistle went. They're late out now as well, or they've been out a couple of minutes and they're waiting on them, but they're out now and doing a little routine as well. But they did stay on the pitch. The manager got them in the middle of the pitch, had a little huddle with them, a few words, and then sent them back in. So I just think the tempo now is important. You know, sometimes you're 2-0 up at half-time in games and you can come off a little bit, as the lad said. You can indulge maybe a little bit more and take too many touches, try a silly pass. It's just about tempo now. Keep moving the ball, because when we've injected tempo into our game in them wide areas, we've caused them problems.
3 changes in the Irish starting 11. No changes at half time. Nathan Collins, Alan Brown, Will Smallbone out, Ryan Manning in at fullback, Jamie McGrath and Mikey Johnson into midfield. So it is. As we started, Gavin Mizuno in goal, earning his 20th cap tonight. Matt Doherty, Shane Duffy, Liam Scales, Ryan Manning across the back. Midfield, Josh Cullen. Either side of him, Jason Knight and Jamie McGrath. Mikey Johnson and Chidozie Ogbenny offering width on left and right. And then it's Evan Ferguson, the opening goal scorer, in the middle. It's Ireland leading by 2-0. We're just into the second half now. So Benny puts it into the penalty area. And it's a header from Jamie McGrath, but he was coming down as he headed the ball, and it's easy in the end for Dale Coling.
Yeah, he was nearly turned around the wrong way, wasn't he? Headed with the back of his head. Again, good start. Benny get the ball out wide to him. Not too many Irish players in the box that time.
Cleared by Coling. They've just the one change from their last match, which was the 4-0 drubbing by Wales. Ayman Maloui has come in, the 37-year-old, in for Ethan Jolly at full back. And they've got, as you mentioned in studio there, 40-year-old captain Roy Cipollina. Liam Walker's 35 and Maloui is 37. So there's quite a mixture of age gaps in this team. And even on the bench, they have a 42-year-old in Lee Casario, who's earned 58 caps for his country, but he hasn't played since 2019 against Georgia. Ball into the penalty area. Once again, a flying save from the goalkeeper, but it's come straight back to Jason Knight, who fires in a shot. And Collins, he's making some acrobatic saves, and he should be catching a lot of these.
He should be catching that. You're right. He punches it straight out to Jason Knight in the edge of the box, gets a touch, and again, it's a good save. This time he makes a decent save because it's close to his feet from the strike. But again, Ogbenye, one touch out of his feet, delivered across.
Punched it clear, but yeah, not a bad save at his near post. Knight went for the near post. In fact, it took a bit of deflection, so that's an even better save. But it's the first corner of the second half. It's gone to Ireland. It's their 9th corner, 8 in the first. So it's slung towards Duffy. Oh, he's on the penalty area this time with the foot. Johnson with the corner. Who's an ass from the Republic of Ireland supporters on the far side. That didn't miss my much. Lovely corner.
Watching the replay again, he'd be disappointed because he's free in the penalty spot, isn't he? It's a brilliant volley. He's just trying to side foot with his right foot, bend it into that near post, but man on the line probably would have cleared if it had been on target. But shake of his head, you watch him there, but he freed himself up edge of the ball or on the penalty spot and got a good strike on the ball. Just couldn't hit the target.
Better on his head, maybe. Anyway, Cipollina tries to send it down the line. It's come off an Irish player, Latz, so it's going to be a throw. Jack Sargent to take it, wearing number 4. 28-year-old in his 56th international. In fact, his 5th appearance against the Republic of Ireland. He played one time for West Diddley and Chorlton, and in their 109-year history, he's the first man to get an international cap. So that's their claim to fame. Jack Sargent, 28. Free kick to Gibraltar. Duffy going in hard, and now he's trying to explain things to our referee on top of Ethan Brito. Referee didn't like that. Just elevated himself. Referee said, well, you're not going to get that. Get away with that, so he's given a free kick to Gibraltar.
He's just trying to explain that he's underneath him and he's not the biggest boy, but Duffy is clambering over top of him. You just catch him with his elbow as he's starting to jump. And again, is that similar earlier? They had a couple of free kicks in the first half. Walker put the ball in both times too heavy on the delivery. It's a bit more central this time as he steps up with his left foot.
Walker then to take it into the penalty area, goes the ball, but don't deal with that. The first corner of the game to Gibraltar, and it comes in the 49th minute.
Yeah, it was a great ball that time. He took a little bit more off it on the two in the first half, just tried to bend in, and Duffy made sure he got in there between the goalkeeper and the penalty spot and just headed behind for a corner kick.
Ian Coleman, so he's taken that responsibility and the armband. So it's a corner then, as Gibraltar in red and white tonight, playing from left to right as we look at it. Both end terraces our stands are empty as the ball is fizzed in towards the edge of the penalty area. Ferguson back helping his defenders, got it clear. Now Ireland, there's a great chance to break here now if they get the ball forward quickly, but in the end there was a little pullback and on Mikey Johnson. That should be a yellow card for the bar because he pulled his player back and then they've kicked the ball away. The referee wants to have a word, in fact give the ball back to Ireland, but well, he slipped in fairness in the end, didn't he, Johnson? He just got his studs a little bit, but a little knock.
Yeah, it's the bar again who made the poor challenge on Cullen or on Knight late in the first half. There was a good foul, if you want to call it a good foul. Ireland were breaking the numbers that time off their corner kick.
It should have been a yellow. Anyway, the referee hasn't booked anybody tonight. Here's Cullen to Doherty. Doherty back to Cullen again out on the right hand side, works it in field, now heading out towards the left hand side where Manning is standing, and he in turn plays it out to Mikey Johnson, just tees up the cross, good one into the penalty area. Oh, that should have been 3-0. Diving in at the back post was Jason Knight, and he only had the keeper to beat and he put it wide.
Well, I'd be disappointed. He's onside to watch again. Great ball again. Mikey Johnson this time checks back, opens up his body on his right foot, pings a ball, bounces just in front of Jason Knight, the 6-yard box, and he heads it wide. He's got the whole goal gaping and he can't get it on target. Bad miss. Really good ball again from Johnston.
Should have gone cross goal with that. Surely he did. Tried to go for the near post, the tighter angle. Manning's foul. Referee lets the play go on. Ferguson. Johnson on the left-hand side, gets past Sargent, puts it towards the back post, left-footed, just over everybody's head for the moment, but Ogbenny will pick it up on that far side. Ireland leading 2-0. We're in the 51st minute here in the Algarve. Back to Doherty it goes. Doherty's had a decent game, didn't play so well against Greeks, tried to play the ball forward off Evan Ferguson. Ferguson just clipped it forward. Cipollina acknowledges it, that he actually handled the ball. He's had a laugh with the referee, and this is a free kick in a very dangerous position from Gibraltar's point of view.
Yeah, Matt Doherty just trying to play a 1-2 with Evan Ferguson, like you say, just trying to roll it back around the corner for Matt Doherty. Had made a run and Cipollina nearly caught it under his arm, didn't he? I think the referee's
been very generous with no cards.
He has, and he hasn't booked anyone yet. There's been a couple of naughty challenges, and that one there as well where they broke away. We broke away off the corner kick, and professional foul for me, but he didn't. He just
friendly out there, isn't it? Everybody could be laughing at jokes like an end of term. He hasn't got them
with him, John. We mightn't have to have cards with him, hopefully not.
Ferguson standing over the ball as Coling in the Gibraltar goal tries to line things up. Manning can take this left-footed and Ferguson right-footed. I think it's going to be Ferguson to have a crack at this. Ferguson can't keep it down. Over the top, remains a 2-0.
That's poor free kick as well from Ferguson. I thought Manning would have stepped up with his left foot. Evan Ferguson just trying to open his body and bend it into the top left-hand corner, but poor connection.
Yeah, leaning too far back as well, wasn't he? He just scooped it really over the bar rather than getting it on target. You can see what he was trying to do, bend it into that top corner. That was a bad miss from Knight though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great chance, a great ball in again. Johnson, it just bounces up lovely for him. He's diving header, like you say, he should head it back across the goalkeeper, but he doesn't. He tries to sneak it in at that near post and ends up knocking it wide.
Yeah, I suppose if it had been on target, he would have had a better chance, but he headed it wide. Anyway, here's Johnson into Cullen in that centre position. That's the ball run away from him, and himself and Ansley get involved in a tangle, and Cullen pushes Ansley to the ground, and in turn Ansley pushes Cullen to the ground.
Might see a card now.
And Ansley gets a yellow card. So I think the friendly nature of the game is gone. And in fact, he's given the free to Gibraltar. I think he's right to, because Cullen had lost possession, but Ainsley retaliated and he gets the yellow.
Yeah, his initial foul, I think, like you say, Ainsley was fouled by Cullen and then dragged him around, dragged Cullen onto the ground. He's picked up a yellow card. He hasn't booked. I don't think he booked Cullen. No, I don't think he did, but I think it was maybe for the little retaliation. But he hadn't given the foul at that stage, in fairness to Ainsley, and probably a harsh yellow card. We've seen probably a worse tackle in the game that didn't merit a yellow card.
Lewis Ainsley is playing in front of the back four. The man who plays his league football in the League of Ireland, the 23-year-old for Dundalk. 39 caps for him, just the one goal so far. Looking at the replay here, Cullen does throw him to the ground. Bit of both, really. Yeah. And then Ainsley pushes Cullen over, and he knew it was coming, and he just lay out. The referee gave the booking to Ainsley. Cullen got away with one there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think it was a harsh yellow card.
2-0 Ireland, though. As we enter 54 minutes, there's more goals in the offing here, you think, from Ireland's point of view. Just get the ball on target. Duffy's had a great chance in the second half. Whipped one around the corner. Lovely volley from a corner. Just couldn't get it on target. Likewise, McGrath. Cullen opens up the play to the right-hand side to Ogbenny. Doherty's overlapping, but Ogbenny has to step inside because they actually defended that quite well. But Ogbenny, having gone to the ground, actually does well to play it back to Cullen. Cullen's ball into the penalty area isn't a good one, and now he's been tackled by Ainsley again. In fact, it's Nicholas Pozo, but he gets away from Pozo and then plays it into Ogbenny. Ogbenny tries to work his way in, and he's tackled, and that's a foul on Liam Walker in the centre of the park by Ryan Manning, and it's going to be a free kick for Gibraltar.
Yeah, probably suits him at the moment. There's a lot of foul stoppages in the game. He can't get any real rhythm. Just watching Walker again. Great feet. Manning just comes in the back of him, knocks him over for a free kick. But it's just, again, we don't want the game broken up. We want to play a tempo to the game.
Experienced player, Liam Walker. 5 goals in his previous 72 internationals. Gibraltar's most capped player. His 5th game against the Republic of Ireland. 35 years of age now. Plays for Lincoln FC, one of those teams who play in the Gibraltar League. There's a few on the bench who play for one of the other clubs called Bruno Magpies. St. Joseph's is one of the other clubs as well. Most of them playing in that domestic league. One or two, the likes of TJ DeBar, the 23-year-old, plays for Wickham Wanderers. And Walker had a spell at Portsmouth and Notts County. He's now at Lincoln, as I mentioned. But Nicholas Pozo is only 18 years of age. He's playing with Cadiz in Spain, the under-19 team. He's earning his 9th cap tonight, and he's actually just signed a senior contract at Cadiz. So that suggests that Pozo might have a good career in front of him, the 18-year-old. Anyway, it's a free kick for Gibraltar, just inside the Irish half of the field, as we reach 55 minutes, and Ireland leading still by 2-0. It's gone very quiet.
Yeah, it's been scrappy the second half. Like I said, there's no real rhythm to the game. Too many fouls, free kicks, breaking up a play.
Here's Walker. Plays it to DeBar down the right-hand side. DeBar steps inside, soaks around his ankles, does well. Goes by 3 players, and he hits a shot in by DeBar, and that's the best passage of play we've seen from Gibraltar, and really good play by DeBar. Shows his speed, the Wickham Wanderers player, along that penalty area, but the shot not hit with any great ferocity, dribbles wide, but good play from DeBar.
It was very good play from DeBar, like you say. He faced up the full-back and then ended up nearly in the centre of the goal and gets a strike away, but was never troubling Bazzuno in the goal.
Now that might lift the confidence of the team in red. They've won the ball back as well, and now they're attacking. Here's DeBar now out on that left-hand side. DeBar faced by Doherty. Tries to get his cross in, comes off Doherty last, gone out for a throw on that far side. But that was really nice play by DeBar, and good turn of pace from him too.
It was, just watching it again, he did really well, like I say. He just never really got hold of the shot and scuffed it really, and rolled easily by the post for Bazzuno. But initially he did well because he, like I said, he ended up wide right and dribbled across the back 3, back 4 of Ireland, got a strike away. Again, he was the one down the left hand side this time. DeBar, Irish fans looking for a foul earlier on Jason Knight. The referee didn't give it.
It's going to be a throw on the far side for Gibraltar then, just level the edge of the penalty area. It's going to be a long one, flung into the Irish box, but Doherty deals with that easily enough. DeBar, though, picks it up for Gibraltar on the edge of the area. It's pumped back into the Irish penalty area, and it just ricocheted for a moment off the head of Ethan Brito, but easy into the hands of Gavin Bazzuno. No problem there for Ireland. To Manning. Manning on the left-hand side, infield to Cullen. Cullen obviously seeing a lot of the ball. He's the playmaker. Ex of Anderlecht, now at Burnley. Quickly out to Ogbenny. This is good from Ireland. This is better. Do it quickly. It worked in the first half. Back to Doherty. Doherty to Cullen. Cullen to Manning. Peeling away on the left-hand side is Johnson, but he's gone back to Cullen. Ogbenny, the sting has been taken out of the attack now because they've slowed things down. But there is 10 men behind the ball. Only DeBar from Gibraltar is not. Here's Ogbenny out on that right-hand side, trying to get it onto his right foot. And he's been shepherded nicely by Olivero out there. Doherty does get the cross in towards Johnson at the back post. Bit of a wrestling match going on between him and Jack Sargent, which he wins. Tries to play it across the area, and Sargent did well. It actually stuck a foot out. Ricochet to Manning. Ball is crossed by Johnson, but it's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw.
Yeah, they defended better in the second half, and then wide areas, both full-backs getting a little bit tighter. Stopping crosses coming in, not as many crosses coming into the box. Good blocks. Working very hard at the moment at Gibraltar to make sure they try stay in the game as long as they can.
2-0 down they are, and it is Manning who takes the throw into the penalty area. Cipollina's header out back to Manning again from Cullen. Into the penalty area it goes. Here's a chance for McGrath. McGrath in the penalty area plays it back to it is Doherty on the edge of the area. Here's Ogbenny lining up the shot left-footed. It's not his strongest foot. Here's Cullen lines up a shot as well. It's all hands to the pumps for Gibraltar. Two players launch themselves on the ball. Back to Duffy it goes, and Ogbenny a chance to cross one into the penalty area. Headed on towards Johnson. Here's a chance for Ireland. Johnson must surely have a shot, and it's deflected out for a corner.
Yeah.
They were lining up, and that's double figures now for Ireland, their 10th corner.
Yeah, they defended their box really well, Gibraltar. They're getting body shots away. Ball drops to Ferguson, can't really get a turn, and he rolls it to Mikey Johnson, who tries to bend it into the far corner with his right foot. Good block again, Ainsley, this time throwing his body in the way.
No sign of any substitutions for Ireland before this corner is taken. They've got the likes of Darragh O'Shea. Callum Robinson, I thought, actually played well when he came on against Greece the other night. Adam Brown has been dropped tonight. Adam Eda's there, small bone. Omar Baladile, Sykes, Malumbi, Festi is there along with Nathan Collins. It's going to be this corner on the right hand side, and it's going to be Johnson to take it, an out swinger towards the penalty spot. It's hooked back in, and it's in the back of the net, and it's a goal for Shane Duffy. In fact, it's Matt Doherty. It is Matt Doherty. My apologies. It's Matt Doherty on the back post, because Duffy comes and celebrates with him, but there's not a huge amount of celebrations out there.
There's no real emotion in that celebration.
It's only his second goal for Ireland in 39 internationals. Doherty on the back post forces it home 3-0.
It was a brilliant flick. I think it's Jamie McGrath, sort of a bicycle kick, just rolls it with his heel, knocks it into the middle of the 6-yard box, and Matt Doherty's in there, just ducks low to guide the header past the goalkeeper, but he doesn't look too happy after he scored, Matt.
No, he does not.
Just get up and
walk away.
Even Shane Duffy said, "Come on, enjoy it." But
he's only scored twice for Ireland in 39 internationals. Surely, at least celebrated. I know it hasn't been the greatest of campaigns, and we haven't, had a great campaign. But you've got to win this one, and you're not going to get many goals playing from fullback. But it was a good finish. It was a great little hook as well.
It was a great flick.
Him up.
Yeah, great flick from McGrath. Long as the best of corners, but he made the best out of it. Just flicked it with his heel from behind, and like I said, landed in the 6-yard box, and Matt Doherty stooped to header in. We break away again.
Yeah, there's more goals coming, I think. Here comes Johnson in the penalty area. Tries to play it inside to Ferguson, and Cipollina knocks it clear out towards the Republic of Ireland supporters on that far side, who now can just enjoy their time. And on Friday against Greece, they got a whole of a match ball, and they just played it amongst themselves and didn't really watch the match. Ireland were trailing by 2-0 in towards Ogbenny. A little ball over the top from Doherty worked that time. In fact, it was from Manning, my apologies, and it's Ogbenny. Again, he can't find the targets. Remains at 3-0.
Yeah, it was a good ball, Manning, that time. Again, in that central area, just trying to clip it to the back post, but Ogbenny never really got any header on it. Just came off the top of his head and ended up going wide. But again, good play from Ryan Manning that time. It was left foot.
3-0. We're into past the hour mark now. 63 minutes on the clock. Ireland leading by 3-0. First 2 goals in the first half from Ferguson after 8. 29 minutes added to by Johnson. A second goal for Ireland, and a second goal for Doherty in the green of Ireland. Will obviously use the white tonight. In the 61st minute has them an easy 3-0 lead.
Yeah, there's more goals here, John, if we want them as well. They obviously worked hard in this second half as well. I'd be starting to flag, and imagine we'll see a few substitutes from both teams fairly shortly. I hope it doesn't disrupt the game too much, but I think there's more goals for us there if we really want to go for it.
No goals in the other game, incidentally. Greece against Netherlands remains at 0-0, but the Dutch have missed a penalty through Weghorst in the first half. Here it's 3-0, and Ireland camped on the edge of the penalty area, the Gibraltar penalty area. Johnson was lucky to get away with that, I think, because he actually fouled his man. Referee tried to play the advantage. It didn't quite accrue. And even though Gibraltar have the ball, it's quickly knocked out of play by Cian Ronan. It's going to be a throw for Ireland. Still no sign of any substitutions. In fact, no, as soon as I say that, Adam Ida is stripping off below us, and one or two others making their way on as well. So kind of around the hour mark is when they normally start changing things. Maybe a double or a triple substitution to come, but we'll tell you about that as soon as it happens. But Ida is definitely coming on. Here's Ogbene.
Yeah, sorry, John. Callum Robinson maybe getting ready as well.
Here comes to Manning in the centre position. Good noise from the Irish supporters. 3,500 of them here making the trip, and a few of them are staying out for the week. I'll do the same thing myself. Nice to get a little break out here. Here's Mikey Johnson, scorer of the second goal. Manning lifts one into the penalty area. Not the greatest of deliveries. Easy in the end for the Gibraltar defence, who are now 5 camped on the edge of the penalty area, their own penalty area, lifted forward, just too much on that from Jamie McGrath to Jason Knight, and it's easy for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he could have probably played that on the ground. All defence opened up, but he's trying to lift it up over. It's a hard ball to land on Jason Knight's feet, and then a good run. Watching there as Ida and Robertson look like both of them are getting ready maybe to come into the fray. Will it be 2 strikers, or maybe Ferguson will make way?
Let's say some club managers want some of their players hauled off. Ferguson in particular. You have to remember, he's only 18 years of age.
He's back from an injury as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So.
And he missed the big ones against France and the Dutch, and he certainly missed in those games. So, yeah, just back from injury. No point in prolonging things. Ireland scrapping to try and get the ball down by the byline. McGrath goes to ground. If they can't keep it in place, it's going to be a throw, a goal kick. So, yeah, that double substitution is coming now. And it's going to be Adam Ida, who's coming on for the Republic of Ireland, wearing 10, the man from Norwich, on for his 20th cap today, the 22-year-old. And he is going to replace, indeed, Ferguson. So Ferguson going off. And Callum Robinson is going to be the second player on. Good applause from the Republic of Ireland supporters on that far side for Ferguson. Good effort from him, scoring the goal in the 8th minute. That's his contribution. And the second substitution then is it
Mikey Johnson?
Mikey Johnson is coming off. Yeah, Johnson also contributed. Played well, actually. Johnson. I like his running style. I like when he goes
direct, isn't he? He's direct. Yeah. He gets on the ball and he faces people up and he runs at them. He put a lot of good crosses into the box as well.
Callum Robinson, the 28-year-old, plays for Cardiff City now. 36 caps, 8 goals to his credit. And I thought, actually, as I said before, I thought he played well when he came on against the Greeks. So Johnson off, Ferguson off. Out comes Robinson and Ida, and Stephen Kenny obviously thinking we got a chance with a pair of fresh legs, or 2 fresh legs up front to maybe get another goal or 2. The lead here by 3-0 against the Gibraltar side. They've had 1 shot in anger, missed by TJ DeBar. It's played up to Robinson on the left-hand side. His first touch is to come inside and have a shot. Oh, that's an awful goalkeeper. He just tried to scoop it up. It was straight at him, and it flung away, and no Irish player was following in. Here's the bar, does well on the halfway line, pulls away from Scales, and then slips in the night dew and has to play it back towards Sargent, but that's a misplaced ball. Ida might get on this if Sargent can't reach it, but he does. Plays it back to his goalkeeper. Coling just looking a little bit dodgy, and one of the Gibraltar players is down injured. I think it's the bar. It is the bar inside the Irish half of the fields, so the referee's going to stop the play. Ireland leading 3-0. We're in the 67th minute.
Yeah, he's probably been the best player, the bar, hasn't he? He's been decent on the ball. A strike earlier on. The back four looking very, very leggy at the moment. There's a bit of age in there with them as well, and a few of them with their hands on the hips bent over trying to get a breather at the moment.
It's going to be substitutions, 3 of them for Gibraltar, and they're going to give Lee Casario, the 42-year-old, a game. First one since Georgia in 2019. He's going to come on for his 59th cap. Also, it's going to be Abu El Himdi, who plays his club football in Spain in the 3rd tier there. He'll be on for his 5th cap. And who else is coming on? It's Jamie Coombs, who plays for one of those sides I mentioned in the Gibraltar League, Bruno Magpies. He's 27 years of age. His 29th cap for him. But Casario, 42 years. Let's hope for us yet, Pat.
Certainly is. 40-year-old and a 42-year-old on the pitch. It's definitely hope for us all.
Yeah, Liam Walker at 35.
Yeah.
It's making way. There's a lot of these substitutions going on in front of us now. From Gibraltar's point of view, it doesn't really matter from our point of view.
It's interesting as well.
You see what they're going to do with it, though.
They're all attacking players that they brought on as well. The strikers have all worked hard, in fairness to them, with top end of the pitch, but the back four look a little bit leggy to me at the moment, as I said. I think
the bar's gone off. He's their best player.
Yeah, he has been their best player, I think.
He's injured, and he shakes hands with the referee from Austria, and he's going to be replaced then up front, striker for striker, by El Hamidi. Big tall lad. Fifth cap for him, yet to score. So that took a little while. We're in the 69th minute now, so it'll be a bit to add it on at the end of the game. 2 substitutes for Ireland. Johnson, Ferguson off. And they brought on Ida and Callum Robinson. Casario, Hamidi and Coombs, the 3 on for Gibraltar. Here's Manning. And Duffy. Duffy had a great chance in the early second part of the second half from a corner from Mikey Johnson, which he just put wide from a volley. And also a chance for Jason Knight to get a goal for himself, but he, instead of heading it across the goal, when he had the keeper to beat, just missed it with a header at the near post. But Ireland have got a goal in the second half through Matt Doherty. Doherty is still on the pitch on the far side, and it is Ryan Manning. Plays it out this near side to Callum Robinson. Robinson, the fresh pair of legs. Inside to Josh Cullen. Cullen much more effective tonight, but it's lesser opposition than he had against the Greeks.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of the ball in that midfield area. He's kept it tidy, taking over at times. You just still like to see him play forward a little bit more than he does.
Here's McGrath up towards Robinson. Robinson's in the penalty area. Strong man Robinson. Nearly in the back of the net from Cipollina. Tried to clear the ball. In the end, he just hooked it over his own crossbar. It's corner number 11 for Ireland.
Yeah, he looked tired. Robinson ran inside him and he got in the half turn, and like you say, he just clipped it over the bar himself. I don't know whether he was trying to clear it out or knock it back to the keeper, but gets himself into a muddle and just flicks it over the bar at the far, in the top corner on the far side. But he's claiming a handball. Robinson, he's right, there was a handball. Robinson just got his arm, a difficult one for the referee to see, but just got his arm in the way and knocked it down with his hand, Robinson.
Yeah, Chippendale was probably expecting the free, and that's why. And Manning takes it. Duffy! It's a clear header from Duffy. He should have done better with that. Again, it's twice he's got clear on his own in the box. One was a volley, that was a header, and that one was on target, but neither a score for Duffy. He should have done better with the header there.
Yeah, he's disgusted with himself there coming out of the box, and that was a good chance for him. Like you said, he's normally lethal with the head, but maybe tried to get too much on it. It's one of them where it's 6-yard box, just go and hit it on target, but doesn't. Poor header again. 2 chances he's had off set pieces.
Cascario can't keep the ball and play on that far side, so it's going to be a throw to Ireland, which they take. Here's Duffy now, having missed that opportunity. 20 minutes to go here at the Algarve Stadium in Portugal. Normally they play their games in the Victoria ground, but that's been done up. And all right, what is he doing? He's pulling his shirt.
Just tested his shirt there.
Good
grip of it.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll change it now, just before the full-time whistle. Cascario pulling the back of the Irish shirt, so it's a free kick for Ireland. Quickly taken. Robinson out on the left-hand side. Gets the return ball from Jamie McGrath. Gets to the byline. Robinson tries to cross it. It's cut out in the end, though, by Ainsley. Ainsley's actually hasn't had a bad game in that position where he's actually in front of the back four. Duffy's boot, I thought, was a little high there on El Hamidi, but the referee let it go. Here's Manning, and he plays it infield. And little attempted flick forward by Jason Knight, and down goes Ogbene. Cries for a penalty. The referee's now going to give that, and I think that's a bit of revenge from Matt Doherty. Doherty goes straight through the back of Cascario, the 42-year-old, and says, I'm here. Referee gives him a yellow card. Bit unnecessary, but I think there's a bit of afters there.
Yeah, there's a bit of hesitation in the back four there. Ogbene nearly snuck in around the back. We watched good play from Manning. Build-up play. The ball's played into the middle of the penalty area, and both, I think, defenders are waiting for the goalkeeper to come. He doesn't, and Ogbene gets in there, but the end the defender reacts well, gets his body in the way. Irish fans shouting for a penalty kick, but no chance.
More substitutions for Ireland. Jason Malumbi's coming on, man from West Brom, 24 years of age now. His 22nd international cap, but they're not quite ready. So Malumbi will just have to wait a few minutes before they come on. The fourth official down below is shuffling the cards, trying to get the board seen. And Dara O'Shea, the defender from Burnley, is also coming on, but that won't be affected just yet because the play is ongoing out there. 73 minutes. Fields of Athenry ring around the Stadio Algarve as Robinson has it on the left-hand side, faced by two red shirts, plays it to Ida. Ida's first real involvement in the game. He's been on a few minutes, but this is his first real touch, and it's a poor one. Tried to play it into Robinson, who had cut in field, and Gibraltar pick it up, and Hamidi trying to drag it down, sticks out a hand, deliberate handball there.
He hasn't had a touch of ball since he come on. We watch the subs now. It'll be Duffy or Scales coming off. It looks like it's probably...
It's Scales, and... Scales is coming off. He put the wrong number up there, actually. So it's Liam Scales is coming off, and O'Shea's going to replace him. They put number 15, but O'Shea's wearing 5. Duffy is he staying on?
Malumbi for Cullen, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Cullen's coming out. He's put in a decent shift today, but it said it's lesser opposition.
Yeah.
So he looked well out there. He's done his part, actually, Jason Cullen, or Josh Cullen, and he gets a generous round of applause. He's been replaced now by Malumbi. So both Malumbi and Darragh O'Shea are on for their 22nd caps.
Yeah, Malumbi just go in and sit in that number 6 position where Cullen was. Like you say, he got plenty of the ball. Cullen used it quite well at times. Maybe criticism of if you know, playing forward a little bit more tonight. He's had the opportunity to play forward a little bit more. We've had more runs as well from between Knight and McGrath and them inside positions in that 3-man midfield, and the one thing I've liked about it, they got beyond the striker at times, and tonight we haven't seen that too many times in the games. One of our midfielders actually getting beyond the striker.
Gibraltar ranked 198th in the world, never to take a point in the European or World Cup qualifiers, but they did earn a very creditable draw against Bulgaria in the Nations League. Bulgaria, really a team. Remember them, 1994,
Yeah,
they're one of the best sides in the world.
Struggling at the moment.
Completely gone to pot. Here's Ogbene out that far side, chips one in towards Doherty. Ida chests it down, and they're all queuing up in the penalty area. It's got to be a goal. No, surely it's got to be a goal. 2 attempts from Jamie McGrath. In fairness to the goalkeeper, Cooling stood up really, really strong against McGrath on the second opportunity. All he could do was hit the side netting.
Yeah, I think he got Malumbi's way at one stage. His ball's ricochet around the box. Malumbi picked her up initially, had a strike. Keeper made a save, comes back to Malumbi, but he has a touch, and Jamie McGrath then whacks it into the side netting. Good chance for a 4th goal, but didn't take the opportunity.
Really nice slow motion shot on our monitor here as he collected that ball. Jason Knight, 2 bites of the cherry there. Ida wins the ball back, plays it into Robinson in the penalty area. Ogbene on the far side, struggling to try and keep the ball in play. I think he just got a little touch to that, and as a result it's gone out of play. If he'd actually let it go, it was a corner.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Ida pull the trigger there rather than trying to roll Cabin Robinson in. It was a difficult angle for him then, and nearly popped. The defender got a touch on it and back off Ida's foot, and then Ogbene coming at the back post nearly got a touch on it, but just ran out for a goal kick.
So it's going to be a goal kick, and they go short. Ainsley to his captain. Cipollina hasn't done a bad job, actually. Cipollina is 40 years of age, good header of the ball. Some of those balls you mentioned from Josh Cullen and Manning into the area, he's dealt with them quite well. And he's not the oldest man on the pitch. There's a 42-year-old out there as well. Here's O'Shea's first touch, chips it forward towards Manning, under pressure, does well. Manning plays it in field. Touch from Malumbi. Malumbi swings it at the far side to Ogbene. Overlapping is Doherty. Here he is. Doherty on that far side. They're massing in the penalty area now, the team in white. Here's Ida. Couldn't get purchase on the header on the penalty spot. Easy for the keeper in the end.
Yeah, it's a long way out for him. There's no real pace on the ball. It's one of them loopy crosses in from Doherty or from Ogbene, and he's beyond the penalty spot, just trying to arch his back and his neck to get a header on target, but easy for the goalkeeper. Again, I'd like to see the stats of many crosses we have actually put into the box tonight, because it's a lot more than we have in any of the previous games.
I think that's what you were calling it for the start, Pat, to get down the byline and get those crosses in.
Yeah, I think when you come up against a team like this and they're going to narrow off and be very compact, well, then the spaces in the wide areas, that's the one thing with Knight and McGrath. There's no point in crosses into it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, because Ireland are attacking once again towards Ida. Sorry, Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, there's no point in putting crosses into the box, bodies in there. But we had plenty of bodies in the box tonight at times with Knight and McGrath getting in to support Ferguson. Johnson coming in off one side when the cross is coming in the opposite, and Benyai doing the same. So plenty of crosses in the box and put plenty of personnel in there as well, which is important.
Malumbi breaks up the play as Gibraltar try to break out of defence, and they play the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Robinson lays it off to Manning. Manning clips it into the penalty area. He's deflected. Cipollina gets ahead to it. Mentioned that he's a good header of the ball. Out to Liam Walker. Walker plays it out this near side to one of the substitutes. That's Jamie Combs. Combs down to the substitute striker, which is El Hamidi. Duffy deals with that, and it's gone out for a throw. Ireland take it quickly. Back to Bazunu. Bazunu, in turn, plays it up to Jamie McGrath. McGrath on the left-hand side now. Every time the ball is coming down either wings, Gibraltarians tend to push out in a two-man, don't they, just to try and cut off the supply.
Yeah, they're just trying to stop that. Jamie McGrath's been good tonight. He's got himself into really good areas on the left-hand side. He's got himself into the box. He's been supporting the striker. He's moved the ball well in midfield as well. Like Beignet just takes one off the ball on the far side. Not sure where the linesman's seen it, but he hasn't given it, but not like Beignet to get down too easy.
But it was just off the ball. He had the ball on his feet. He laid it off and he got hit. I think it was by his shadow all night, Brito. You can see it on replay here, Pat.
Yeah, he just pops the ball off and making a run. The fullback just checks him, doesn't he? Just comes across and raises his arm up. It's a substitute, was it? Cascaro, was it?
Cascaro,
yeah, I think it was,
yeah. He's putting himself about.
Yeah, the linesman standing right beside him didn't give anything, didn't give a foul, didn't wave his flag, done nothing, but it was a free kick. He just, like I said, he played the ball inside, just stuck his arm out to block off his run, and Beignet went over.
Oh, we got just over 10 minutes to go. There'll be a bit of time added on because there has been injuries and also those substitutions. Ball towards Robinson, but he can't get there. But here's McGrath into the penalty area. Robinson scores. I said he did really well against Greeks the other night when he came on, and at least he celebrates. Robinson is pointing to his chest and coming across to the Irish fans. Well, in the 80th minute, we finally made it 4-0. Decent cross, good header, Ireland 4-0 up.
Yeah, it was good, but good play again. Pacing off that, referee gave a drop ball, gave the ball back to us, and it was good build-up play. Duffy puts the initial ball in, Cipollina gets a little head on, knocks it out to Manning. I thought, no, it's to McGrath again, and
Robinson was slightly ahead of the ball.
Yeah, he looked like he might have been offside there, to be fair. He got away with it. Yeah, but it's a good ball again. McGrath in the thick of the action. Great ball in, great header, just flicks header across the goalkeeper in behind him. Yeah, just nestles in the back of the net. Good goal, but it did look like it. Maybe there's a goal check.
Yeah, they're going to check.
Yeah,
could be offside. Yeah. They're checking for a potential offside leading up to the goal. VAR is in action here. It's the first time we've seen it. Robinson will celebrate, but I think he may have been slightly offside.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again. He looked like he may have been just ahead of the defenders. Yeah, I don't know whether just as the ball was played or after the ball was played, but it was tight.
Referees coming towards the centre spot. Might suggest that it is a goal. Goal check is still going on. In fact, the Austrian referee is having a word with one of the Gibraltar players, Cian Ronan. That check is still going on. I'd like to see it in a replay here. Ireland are going to make another substitution here. They're going to bring on
Mark Sykes.
Yeah. So wearing 13 from Bristol City. And there's more substitutions coming from Gibraltar. This goal check is still going on. This is interminably long. I mean, how long do you need? See, and the problem is because we don't have monitors here. It's not been shown on our monitor. It's not been shown on the big screen here. So everybody's left waiting around for some guy in Sweden or Switzerland or wherever he is located. So they're going to take off Ogbene, are they? Yeah. Ogbene is coming off. He had a great game.
Yeah, he's good again tonight.
He's coming off, plenty of support, but he can't do anything. Obviously, he can't come off yet because the goal check is still going on. How long has that been going on now? Robinson comes over to talk to Stephen Kenny. Interminable wait. You can see him slapping this thigh and this thing. This is just taking far too long.
His goal.
Oh, his goal. It's been given. Yeah. And referee points to the centre spot. So now they can make these substitutions. There's going to be 3 for Gibraltar. Evan Harrow is on, midfielder, wearing 11. And Cipollina's gone off, the 40-year-old, the captain. So he's been replaced. Off goes Ronan is off. On is Ethan Jolly. Jolly played in the match against Wales, but he was on the bench tonight. Plays for St. Joseph's, 27th cap. And our last one on is he's still in Peacock. But anyway, no more substitutions from Ireland. That's, from our point of view, the more important thing. But they've emptied the bench now. have Gibraltar.
So he's get big game time on that right hand side of them instead of Ogbenny, who was good again tonight, linked up well with Matt Doherty, and particularly in that first half where they gave Gibraltar a hard time.
Mark Sykes, 11 Northern Ireland under 21 caps, born in Belfast, but he's now declared for the Republic of Ireland. He's on for his second cap. Ireland defending to do on the edge of their own penalty area. They've given the captain's armband to the 42-year-old Lee Cascario, a 40-year-old handing it on to a 42-year-old, so cumulative age 82. And Malumbi goes to ground.
He was just taken out, wasn't he? Did really well, Malumbi. Got the ball back for us and ran up the sideline maybe 20-30 yards, and he's just taken out completely by Coombs, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Coombs, yeah. Substitute. He's got a yellow. The referee, I think, has been very generous with the card tonight. I think if any other game, he probably would have seen him a lot more. He's completely taken out. In fact, he might have picked the wrong man there.
It wasn't Coombs, no.
No, it wasn't. It was Jack Sargent.
Yeah, it was Sargent, yeah.
Sargent really clattered into Malumbi, but he's booked the wrong man. I don't think it really matters, to be quite honest. Gibraltar have one more game to come in the group, and that's against France.
Yeah, you're the player, you don't want to miss that game through suspension. That's the only thing.
Certainly
or maybe
not.
You do.
Well, maybe you do, yeah, exactly. Not going to make a fool of me, boys. Where are we now? We're 84 minutes in. Ireland leading 4-0, and they're going to win their second game of the group. 7 goals in 2 games against Gibraltar. The whipping boys of this group now conceded 21 goals and haven't scored yet in their games so far, and still that long, unenviable record from the team ranked 198th in the world of never winning a game in either the European or World Cup qualifiers. Still 0-0, by the way, in Greece between Greeks and the Netherlands, and that might not be good from Ireland's point of view, because we need Netherlands, because they're talking about a playoff possible if Greece don't qualify, because they would be below the Republic of Ireland in terms of the seedings. So, but it's 0-0 there, and I mentioned earlier on that Weghorst in the 28th minute has missed a penalty for the Dutch. Not a great Dutch side by any stretch of the imagination, going out there, and it's still 0-0. But France are running away with the group, as we know. But very surprisingly how bad and how much the Dutch have fallen.
Yeah, they're building a young team as well, aren't they? You'd expect them to come back. They always produce fantastic players, but they haven't been strong. Even in the Aviva, we gave them a really hard time in the first half. Just couldn't capitalise too much on the chances we had. But in the second half, they worked us out, and I thought they were decent in the second half.
But our standard hasn't been great, so kind of just shows you. The Greeks have actually done well in the group. In fairness, it would leave them in second place on 13 points, 3 ahead of the Netherlands, but the Netherlands do have, at least from our point of view, a game in hand. So here's Robinson. Robinson plays it in field to Malumbi. We're in the last few minutes of this game, with Ireland leading by 4-0. You're listening to Game On 2FM, bringing you live and exclusive coverage of this game here in the Algarve. Ireland just playing a bit of keep ball. Duffy plays it to O'Shea. Duffy, the Irish captain, just urging players forward to try and maybe get another goal here. And you can see him, he's still got his heart and soul. He wears his heart in his sleeve, doesn't he, Duffy? Good captain.
He is, yeah, and he's been pushing all night. Even when the warm-up, I watched him, he's going around people, geeing people up, because he knows it's one of them, flat atmospheres a little, even though we've a big, huge support here. It's been fairly quiet in the stadium, like you say, because it's so big, but he was at it from the first bit. So he'd be disappointed he hasn't added to his goal tally, because he had 2 really good chances of corner kicks. One with a volley, right-footed volley, and the second where you'd put your money on the middle of the box with a header, and didn't get real connection on it. Just looking at Greece's performance in the group, it's probably where we want it to be, isn't it? Yeah, just watching the goal back here, it's actually the full back on the far side, isn't it? The left back maybe is just a fraction behind Robinson. So he's the one that keeps him on.
Good header.
Was a good header, really good header. Close to the goalkeeper. It's difficult for us to get his arms up and react quickly to it. So good header from Robinson.
Yeah, never let the keeper set himself. Here's the ever young Cascario coming forward, and he's challenged, heavy challenge too from Jamie McGrath, and he gets a deserved yellow card. The boy from County Meath, next to Dundalk, second Irish player in the referee's notebook, to add to Matt Doherty earlier on in the second half.
Yeah, he's been good tonight, and McGrath's worked really hard. Looks like he got a little ball there. It's one of them tackles where probably it's the next foot that comes in. Just watching again on the monitor, yeah, he gets a bit of the ball. Studs are probably showing a little bit, and the trailing leg catches him, and we've seen so many times, even though there's real contact on the ball, it's I'm not sure what they call it. Is it endangering the opponent or whatever the case may be, but He gives a yellow card. He didn't give them out earlier on in the game. There was a worse tackle, I thought. The tackle on McGrath for Knight in the first half was a poor challenge. He let him away with 2 feet, jump into a challenge. That time, Jay McGrath wins the ball, but the referee gives a yellow card and a free kick.
Liam Walker to take it for Gibraltar, clips it towards the back post. Ida's back helping his defence, and a shot across goal. Well, nearly across goal. Hits the side netting from the substitute, Joe Cipollina.
He's just got to help that back into the box, doesn't he, Joe Cipollina? He's on the end line. He's trying to score in the near post. No chance of scoring. Just guide it back into the box. He 1 or 2 Gibraltar players in there for them to go and challenge it.
Joe Cipollina is the other substitute I forgot to mention to you. He scored 2 goals in his previous 55 internationals. And hurried clearance there by Bazunu. In fairness, he was closed down quite well by Evan Daharo, the substitute for Gibraltar, and all he can do is knock it out of play. We're in the last minute and a half plus added time. Gibraltar 0, Republic of Ireland 4 in this Group B game, which is dead rubber because neither side can qualify for out of the group. Ireland would move to 6 points. Gibraltar would stay on none. Ball on the halfway line. Malumbi on his Cullen's replacement. Out this near side to Manning. Manning's done all right.
He has. He's been tidy on the ball, used it well. Some good crosses into the box.
Duffy. Now Doherty, one of the goal scorers, unlike Robinson, didn't celebrate it.
Yeah, it's been a position for us as well that we've had a little problem that left, whether it's left wing back or left full back.
Ida into the penalty area. Ainsley cuts that one out. He's not a defender. He's been playing in front of the back 4. He's done okay.
He has, yeah. He's drifted back really deep.
Walker tries to open up the play for Gibraltar. Winning runner is Jamie Coombs. Coombs on the right-hand side, faced by Manning. Backs Manning into the penalty area. Plays it across the area. The substitute striker there, Elmidi, thought he was in the game for a second until Duffy got a strong boot to that. That was a good move and nearly led to a first Gibraltar goal in the group.
Yeah, Coombs did well, didn't he? Faced up Manning, went by him and got across into the box, but only one Gibraltar player in there.
4 minutes of added time. That's to our relief. I was expecting something like 9 minutes or something, which is like a slow death there. But 4 minutes, we'll take that because there has been a raft of substitutions in the second half and an injury to TJ DeBar, who's departed the scene. Robinson, scorer of the 4th goal, lays it out that far side to Duffy. Crackling's back on my line again. Thankfully, there's a couple of minutes left. Here is ball at the feet of Liam Walker. Walker plays it back to Cipollina. Cipollina to El Hamidi. And Hamidi back to Ansley. Ansley's come actually back into that back 4 with those substitutions in the second half. The man plays for Dundalk in the League of Ireland. Back into midfield it goes to Liam Walker, the 35-year-old, out that far side. Ball swung out this near side towards Coombs. Coombs, good battle between himself and Manning. Oh, Manning just gets a proper and decent header into that. And that's poor. That's Coombs spiraling into Bazunu, and actually he comes off the worst of it. The big strong goalkeeper up and over the top of that. That was a unnecessary challenge, but the referee keeps his notebook in his back pocket.
Yeah, in fairness to him, it's one of them that bounces up and Bazunu comes out, both knees up and ploughs through. He's brave enough, in fairness, if he stays there, but he gets up fairly quickly as well. But
wow,
could have got a bad knockout with that one. But
well, as I say, the goalkeepers, doesn't matter if it's your own defender. Come through the lot of them.
Man and ball,
what you're there for, and the ball.
That's what he did.
The ball is what your object is, and if a man gets in the way, well, tough. But it was good, strong defending by Bazunu, and it remains at 4-0 to Ireland, and 2 minutes of the 4 is up. Bazunu into the night sky in the Algarve, up towards Ida. It's gone over his head, headed forward by Cipollina. Gibraltar having the luxury of having the ball at their feet really for the first time in this game in the last couple of minutes. Nicely done by Liam Walker, but he's given it away to Ida. Ida might fancy a chance of a goal here. Tries to play Sykes in at the far time, but it's back to Ida on the edge of the penalty area. And Ireland coughed up possession momentarily, and Adam Ida nearly lost his shorts to Cascario, who pulled his shorts and nearly reefed them off him.
I think he's the one earlier on that tested the short of Knight. This time he has a hold of shorts, and you're right, they nearly do come off. So one last chance maybe for Ireland.
Well, it's a good job that actually made of good fabric. 3 minutes of added time almost up. Free kick Ireland, midway inside the Gibraltar half of the field. Doherty standing over the ball. There's 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. Just over a minute to go now. It is Dale Coling in the Gibraltar goal, just marshalling his troops on the edge of the Gibraltar penalty area. Ball played forward by Jason Knight to the far side towards Sykes. Ricochets off the defender. He does well actually on the far side to deny Sykes. Back to Cascario. Cascario back to his goalkeeper. Heaviest of touches from Coling. It wasn't the best of times. Cries of shoot. He's outside his goal. And there was a long distance shot coming in from Ireland. But in the end, Ryan Manning just couldn't direct it on target. The goalkeeper scrambling to get across his area. But it's drifted out wide, and that should be that.
Yeah, I think the referee is looking for the ball. He's just talking to Eddie at the moment. Like you say, it fell to Manning that time. And he found himself on the right-hand side of the pitch, obviously from the free kick. And just got out of his feet after the goalkeeper made a bit of a hash of the clearance and couldn't guide it on target from, about 40 yards out.
Dying embers of this game here, and the Algarve, Ireland leading by 4-0. Came as early as the 8th minute, the opening goal through Evan Ferguson. Second goal, Mikey Johnson. Second attempt after banged off the post in the 29th minute. There goes the full-time whistle. Third goal, Doherty on 61. And then we got a fourth goal, which wrapped things up from the header from Callum Robinson in the 80th minute. Job done, 4-0, 7 goals in 2 games against Gibraltar. It was expected though, Pat.
No, absolutely. It was a better performance tonight, but you have to take into account the opposition. Some good performance. I thought the 2 boys that came in, Knight into that more central area, and Jamie McGrath on the left-hand side of a tree was really good. Beignet again proved his worth. Was Ryan Manning settled into that left-back position? It's been an issue for us over a period of time, so maybe he'll get a bit of a run the team. Liam Scales again didn't look out of place, but you obviously have to temper that with the team we're playing against. But job done, like you say. It'll give the players a confidence boost as well after some poor performances and poor performances in the group in general. But like you say, we scored a 7 against Gibraltar in the 2 games. We'd expect to do that anyway, but it's a good 3 points, and like I say, it's a boost to the players' confidence.
Well, they're still playing in the other game, Shane. Greece 0, Netherlands 0. They were deep in injury time there, so that's like he's heading for a scoreless draw, and Greece will stay in second place in the group. But here in the Algarve, it's good night from myself and Pat Fennan, where it's finished Gibraltar 0, Republic of Ireland 4.
John Kenny, Pat Fennan, thank you both very, very much for the commentary throughout the evening. So, Ireland 4-0 winners over Gibraltar, as John alluded to there. They're into the 93rd minute in Greece, and it is still goalless there. We are going to take a short break, and then we're going to have analysis from Keith Tracy and Paul Corey.
RTE 2FM.
At Screwfix, you can click and collect over 10,000 trade products in as little as 1 minute. So whether it's sockets and swords or radiators in Roscommon, when you need it yesterday, just click at screwfix.ie and collect at your local store 7 days a week. T's and C's apply. Visit screwfix.ie for full details.
The Alternative with Dan Hegarty.
Weeknights from 11
on RTE 2FM.
On the show this week, I'll have music from the streets.
Each day gives and each day takes in it, but each new day has no mistakes in it.
I'll also have a great new tune from Minos. And my track of the week from the last dinner party. We'll be in the session archives as usual with songs by the Black Velvet Band from 1989, the Love Buzz from 2023, and Jafaris from 2019. And on Thursday, for your listening pleasure, we have highlights of Nova Twins live at the Paleo Festival.
The Alternative with Dan Hegarty.
Weeknights from 11
on RTE 2FM. Game on.
Football.
Now you're very welcome back to Game On, with you all the way till 10 o'clock this evening. So Ireland 4-0 winners in Faro against Gibraltar, and it was 0-0 approaching full time between Greece and the Netherlands. They are still playing. We're into the 95th minute. However, a Virgil van Dijk penalty has put the Dutch 1-0 up late on. Wout Weghorst actually missed the penalty in the first half in the 28th minute. So Virgil van Dijk, a 93rd minute penalty, has Holland 1-0 up in Athens away to Greece. So Paul Corey, play of hopes, still alive.
I wonder what our percentage chance is now.
Still, it was 2%. Thereabouts.
I think Bosnia losing to Portugal doesn't help things.
Yeah,
so
possibly,
we're clutching, aren't we?
We are clutching, but it's good news. We're into the 96th minute there. Just to round up the other scores, so in Group F, Austria, 10 men, Austria defeated Azerbaijan 1-0. Now in the group's other game, that was abandoned. So Belgium's Euro 2024 qualifier against Sweden was suspended at half-time for security reasons after 2 Swedish people were shot dead in Brussels. So that is an ongoing story at the moment. That's as much as we officially know at the moment. So that match was abandoned. So the Swedish FA have since tweeted for Swedish supporters to follow instructions of the Belgian police and to remain in the arena. So an ongoing issue there at the moment. So that match was abandoned. In Group J, as Paul mentioned there, Bosnia were defeated 5-0 by Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo with a brace there. And Iceland are 4-0 up to Liechtenstein and Slovakia, and 1-0 up away to Luxembourg. Greece Netherlands is into the 98th minute, so drama in Athens. Okay, Paul, it was a tongue-in-cheek comment, I suppose, about our playoff hopes still being alive, albeit they mathematically are. But looking back on that 90-minute performance, you were right. Myself and Keith were wrong. We did admittedly say it would be a cagey 2-0. It was a 4-0 win, as you predicted. Was it a comprehensive 4-0 win?
Yeah, it was a decent performance. I think you do need to, like Pat and John mentioned, you have to take the opposition into consideration on a night like this, and they were very, very poor. But I think at least from an Irish perspective, we remained quite disciplined in our approach play. We were quite professional in how we went about our business. And ultimately what you want to see on a night like tonight is goals and a clean sheet. I can't remember Gavin having to do too much other than maybe come and claim 1 or 2 free kicks. Wasn't really worked. And then at the other end of the pitch, particularly down the right hand side, Ogbegne and Matt Doherty, their combination play was very good, and we got into dangerous positions, and when we did, the ball in was quite good. And I guess if there was one thing that we were hoping to see tonight, it was Evan Ferguson scoring, hitting the back of the net. I think it's important that he continues to score. He will be the person that we look to in years to come, and the more he gets in that rhythm of scoring in the Irish shirt, I think the more positives we can begin to at least hope to see. But I thought in general it was a decent performance, particularly like I mentioned down the right hand side. I think Johnson did well as well from a wide perspective, and it was probably how I expected to play out. Jamie McGrath is probably the other positive. I certainly think he gives you more than Malumbi and Brown when it comes to retaining possession of the ball and penetrating teams, whether it be playing through thirds or being a creative spark in the final third. So yeah, a decent night's performance all round, Shane.
Okay, well, one player that did perform well was Mikey Johnson. He is speaking right now.
How does it feel?
Yeah, it's good. I think the fans deserved it, especially the ones who travelled here. It was a tough result to take just then, and we felt as if we had to give them something back.
This must be your favourite opposition, because obviously in Dublin you came on the pitch and turned the game, you could say.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, it's my first start this season, so I was feeling a bit rusty, but I was buzzing to get going again.
You got involved early on. You had a great early run and strike. You must have thought that was going in.
Yeah, I thought it was. I needed to get on the score sheet tonight, so I'm delighted I did.
And when the goal did come, I mean, you had to coming off the post. You were so alive to it.
I've not scored the nicest couple first goals for Ireland, but hopefully there's many more to come.
Absolutely, and many more Man of the Match awards as well. But in terms of tonight and what it meant, I mean, were the players doing this for the manager tonight as well?
Definitely. I think the manager's obviously, he cares so much, he puts everything into this, and we definitely want to get behind them. Obviously results haven't went our way all the time, but we're trying to play the right way, and it's not coming off at the moment, but hopefully we can turn it around.
Well done, Mikey, thank you.